All right, here we are. Welcome back to another Wisco Fanatics Wednesday. Today is a very different type of Wednesday show. So today, the Milwaukee Brewers are about to start momentarily. So instead of joining a Brewers game in progress and trying to pay attention to that while we do our regular normal show, we are just starting when the Brewers start. So we are going to be live reacting to Mariners-Brewers Game 3 in Seattle as it happens. And then during the commercial breaks, we are going to do our regular normal weekly recaps. So you'll get to kind of hear our thoughts during the games as they are played. And then we'll get our recaps in during the commercials and we'll put it together instead of trying to, push this game off until next week or trying to start the show at like 6 o'clock tonight or something like that. We're just going to do it live. So we're going to hit the intro and then we're going to start the beginning of the Brewer game.
Welcome to another episode of the Wisco Fanatics Show, where we cover the Packers, Bucks, Brewers, and Badgers basketball and football teams from an optimistic and realistic perspective.
Wisco Fanatics is brought to you by Cardboard Legacy, Wisconsin's most complete sports card shop. Buy, sell, grade, and consign all at their location in Oshkosh.
Alrighty, so as it said, we are sponsored by Cardboard Legacy. I got the Cardboard Legacy shirt on today. Want to give them a congratulations. They have been in operation for 3 years as of Saturday. So congrats to the guys at Cardboard Legacy and another thank you to those guys over there for their sponsorship. It has helped us. So we appreciate them and Nick and Riley that run the shop up there in Oshkosh. They're good guys. So definitely go check them out. And you can come see us at August at their next card show. So August 17th is their next card show. But Connor, welcome back to another watch party. It's one of those things that, we wish we could do more often if we had more time. But until the show pays the bills, we got to work full-time jobs. But here we are today, and we can watch the Brewer game. So Bryce Durang is up to bat. Jake, I don't know what the count is for you, but he just got the second strike to him.
Yep, I got 0-2 as well. So we are sitting pretty good, pretty even right now. That's good. Castillo. I know we're going to talk about this a little bit. I was going to talk about this during my Game 2 coverage. I could just say it now since we're watching the game live. I feel like the Mariners are built a lot like the Brewers. Really good pitching staff, really good defense. They got a couple of people in their lineup that you are just like, okay, let's not let these two dudes kind of just wreck this game for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got a couple scrappers. They got veterans put in the right spot, young guys put in the right spot, and they're just on the West Coast. They're the West Coast Brewers is what I guess I'll call them. But they are built pretty similarly. And I said this in the Wisco Fanatics back room on Monday's game when the Brewers briefly took first place for a day. That still felt good. I don't care what Cubs fans say. That felt good to take that.
Yep.
I was like, the franchise for the Brewers did start in Seattle. So if you were going to cheer for a second team, if the Brewers were to ever go away, Seattle wouldn't be a bad option since that's where we started out.
I don't hate that. Seattle, you mentioned they have good pitchers, and they really do.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of their guys are underrated. I think some of the guys' numbers that they have are, they make them a little bit underrated. Like Logan Gilbert, which we'll talk about Game 2 when we get to some of the recaps. But Logan Gilbert last night, he was really good, and he's a pitcher that I respect. Like he's legit.
He's really good.
Luis Castillo is really good.
Yeah, he's not exactly a pushover, man. He's gonna give you 5-6 innings of good baseball, keep your team in the game.
Yeah.
Again, adopting that same mindset that Brewers fans have adopted over the last couple of years. Yeah, I agree with that, Connor. 100% agree with that.
Connor said Cal doesn't get the national love he deserves. We're definitely going to talk about Cal Raleigh plenty today.
Got a hold of one pitch last night, man.
Yep. But he should be the AL MVP as of right now.
Yeah, I don't want to see people talking about Aaron Judge. The Seattle's in a better position than the Yankees are, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I don't strongly dislike Seattle the way that I do with New York.
Yeah, that helps. That helps with my vote.
Luis Castillo on the season, he has 7-5 record. He has a 3.21 ERA and 20 starts. Has a 1.21 WHIP. I mean, those are pretty solid numbers.
Yeah, Very solid.
He's in the 94th percentile for fastball run value, so very good with fastball. Breaking ball is not so much, but his off-speed stuff is okay. But his fastball is what does it. He's a four-seam, sinker, slider, changeup. But yeah, his four-seam fastball is definitely his best pitch.
So Connor asked, do you guys plan on having any trade deadline content? The answer is yes. We will be doing that next Wednesday, so tune in for that. We're going to get I believe we settled on a top 5. We're going to get a top 5 together so we can put together a nice list. That, if we do a top 5, we could put, maybe 2 pitchers. I don't think we need any pitching, but I'm just saying it allows us to have a little bit more freedom with our trade. Ideas.
That'll be next week, by the way, Connor. Next week is when we're going to be doing that. So Christian Yelich just extended his hitting streak or his on-base streak to 29 games. That matches the longest streak that he's had since 2020.
Wow, that's impressive.
So if he gets on base on Friday, he will have exceeded any streak that he's had since his MVP and second-year MVP years for getting on base.
I like that. I wonder what Barry Bonds' record is for most on base streak.
It's probably like fucking 140.
Yeah, because he got intentionally walked so much.
Yeah, it was like there was like one season where you could take away all of his hits and he would still have like the highest OPS or something.
Yeah, that's
something
just
stupid like that.
That's just ridiculous. Oh yeah, come on, Jackson. Brewers have been very good lately in 2 strike counts, shortening up the swing. And Jackson Churio's hands, man. I know they've been talking about it a bunch over last week about how quick his hands are, man. But you really can't get a grasp of it unless you see it. Like we could talk about it all day, but when you see it and you compare it to other people, that's when you're like, oh shit, yeah.
Connerson, there's been a lot of smoke around a certain third baseman from Arizona. You know what? It gets to a point where I hope that the Brewers keep getting mentioned as a team that gets interested, that it forces the Cubs or the Yankees to massively overpay for him.
I think he's going to go to the Yankees, bro. I think the Yankees are going to give up a ton because third base for them is a black hole.
Yeah. They could use a guy like Caleb Durbin.
Dude, I was going to say it. I was like, they had a third baseman.
Yeah.
I'll gladly take to the building.
And honestly, they have not been thrilled with Devin Williams.
No. And we don't need the extra help in the bullpen, obviously. So we can survive that. We needed the help at third base. So that was a absolute win of a trade for Matt Arnold.
And Nestor Cortez could be back as early as next Wednesday or Thursday.
That could, and honestly, all right, I'm going to hold off because we're going to go to a 6-man rotation, and that's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, we'll have that conversation in a little bit.
All right, commercial time. You want to run game 1 here?
Yep. All right. So Jackson Churro struck out with Christian Yelich on first base to end the first inning. So we're going to move into our first recap. Brewers at Dodgers game 1. What stood out to you from that one?
Well, obviously, first game after the All-Star break, Brewers are on fire coming into this series. Everybody's talking about it. Says like, oh, okay, maybe Milwaukee's doing it again. And they come out in LA and they win a shutout 2-0 versus the Dodgers, 9th shutout of the year at this point. Also, mind you, going into this game, the series where the Brewers swept the Dodgers in Milwaukee, we outscored them 15-4. So we really dominated them in a 3-game series in Milwaukee. And then you come into this one, and Quinn Priester's on the mound. He gets the win, gives you 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 10 strikeouts. That is domination. Also, to get those stats, he only threw 77 pitches, so that's just right there.
Yeah.
When I saw the pitches, I was like, holy shit, dude.
Dude, he was dominant from the get-go. Like, he literally struck out Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman to start the game.
Yep.
He was fucking dealing.
Yeah, he was dealing.
You mentioned the 77 pitches to go 6 shutout innings. That's fantastic. 10 strikeouts, no walks. I'm definitely going to have a stat for you probably on the second commercial break when we get to that. But Quinn Priester was absolutely dealing. He had 15 out of 20 first pitch strikes. And I'll just throw it out there. Quinn Priester is the first pitcher to throw a quality start versus the Dodgers with 10 strikeouts and no walks. Also, pitchers with games of 10 strikeouts and 0 runs. Tariq Skubal has 4, Sonny Gray has 3, and there are 3 players tied with 2, and one of them is Quinn Priester.
Yeah.
Connor said, national media, Brewers did it again. Don't know how we'll underestimate them. Next spring, we'll finish 4th in the NL Central. When will they learn? I mean, I hope eventually, but I also don't mind having kind of the underdog mentality.
Yeah, honestly, I love it. They do this to Wisconsin teams all the time. I mean, they're doing it to the Bucks now coming into this season. They're gonna learn. I have a really weird feeling, and we have to plan our Badger football primer. But I have a really weird feeling in my gut about the Badgers football team this year. I was reading a bunch of stuff the last couple of days, really educating myself on this Badgers football team, where they stand. I didn't get to watch Fickle. I know he met with the media today at the Big Ten Media Day out in Los Angeles. I didn't get to – was it in Los Angeles or Las Vegas? Either or. I didn't get to watch that, so I'm going to watch that later. But looking at this roster, man, I feel really good about the Badger football team. They do it to the Brewers consistently. They're doing it to the Packers to some degree, where they're picking the Bears to finish ahead of us. They're picking us to finish 4th in our division. I understand our division was good last year, but have you seen the Packers roster? The Packers roster is filthy, dude.
And it's
filthy. Young. And it's got good coaching. That's the thing that is consistent with all these teams is the coaching.
Quinn Priester got a 1-pitch ground out for the first batter and then just struck out J-Rod on 4 pitches. So
he's had 5 pitches. He threw another strike. He's been really, really good at attacking. I was going to say that with the Dodger game. He was really attacking hitters early and often, and that's what led to his efficient outing. I'm just gonna.
My guy Tyler Black starting at first base.
Yeah, it was nice to see him get in that bat last night. I was like, yeah, Tyler Black is back. Let's go.
He got on base.
7-pitch inning. Yeah, we'll take that for 9. We'll take that for 9 of those.
Yeah, right. 63-pitch complete game.
Yeah, so just real quickly to go over this game 1 here. I mean, Uribe, Koenig, and McGill were all fantastic in this game. Obviously, this was a barn burner of a game. Uribe with his league-leading 27th hole of the year. Koenig's up to 18 holes on the year. And McGill got his 22nd save of the season. But on the other side of things, you needed offense to win this game as well. And the offense was provided by nobody other than Caleb Durbin, who we were just talking about before with the Yankees. He got a double, his 13th double of the year that got Collins in the 5th inning, because Collins led off the 5th inning with a walk. Bowers grounded out, which moved Collins from first to second base. And then Durbin in a 2-0 count got a sinker down the middle and smacked it 108.8 miles per hour. So he got a hold of it. That was the 3rd hardest hit ball in the game. And and then he hit a home run later in the game. That was his 5th home run of the year. He hit that one 101.9. Would have been a homer in 19 of 30 ballparks. So Caleb Durbin was providing the offense, even though it was only a little bit. That's all they needed because the pitching staff was elite.
Yeah, Zach, that was a great start by Priester, and so was the first game against the Dodgers. We talked about that a little bit. A couple other things that I would throw out there. William Contreras showed some catchers are athletes too, by making a nice sliding catch up along their netting in the back part of their backstop. Mm-hmm. More good defense in the bottom of the 4th inning after Freddie Freeman had a 1-out double. Caleb Durbin snagged a line drive and doubled him off of second base, so that was a great job by him defensively, as well as Jake just broke down the offensive part of it. Bottom of the 7th, Admi Uribe allowed a leadoff walk and then got a fly out and a ground into a double play. He's one of those guys that some people don't necessarily trust his command, and at times it does get a little I don't even want to say erratic. It just gets a little loose. Mm-hmm. But he is one of those guys that is capable of, if he gets a guy on base, he can get a ground ball. So I trust Abner Uribe in those types of situations. But the A bullpen did their thing. Abner Uribe took a 13-pitch 7th inning. Jared Koenig took a 10-pitch 8th inning. And Trevor McGill with a 7-pitch 9th. And Isaac Collins just led off the top of the 2nd with a single. So we're going to go back to the Brewers and Mariners game.
Yes. And then you can you lead off game 2. We'll do the flip flop
Sure.
thing where
I think I have a couple more things here too yet, but
yeah, that's fine.
Connor said it seems like the Phillies, at least for me, is the changing point in the season. I could see that.
And to give an update on the NL Central race, the Cubs are losing right now 8-2 to the Royals.
Yeah, we can scoreboard watch that a little bit too while we're
I'll
the Brewers
give an
and
update.
Mariners right now.
What inning is that in? That is in this bottom of the sixth right now. 0 outs. The Royals are ahead 8-2. The Cardinals are losing to the Rockies right now as well.
Did you say the Cubs are losing 8-2?
Yes, 8-2.
Jesus, dude. So the Cubs think that the Brewers are just lucky. Meanwhile, they've lost 12-4 and are losing 8-2 right now this week.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Hey, Zach, we hope so,
Tyler
man.
Black is so due for a breakout this time up. I would love for him to pull a ball down the right field line and leg out a triple and be like, dude, we have a first baseman that's fast with good contact too.
Well, he definitely pulled one on the right field line. Am I ahead of you now?
Yep.
My bad. You're going to like it, though. I promise you'll like it. Good call. Dude, literally when you said it is when it happened on my screen. I'm not kidding.
Damn, I'm good.
Here we go.
Dude, look at the hustle. Even if that throw's accurate, he beats it. I'll take a double instead of a triple, but that was pretty good.
Yeah, like literally as you're like, I would like for him to pull one on the right field line. I'm like, I don't know if you're watching the same game I am, but it's pretty good.
He fits along so well with we've been talking about it, the drafting since 2020 of just drafting good people that are disciplined at the plate and make a lot of contact and don't strike out.
Black will definitely have his opportunities. Connor said people gave up on Black. Black will definitely have his opportunities in this upcoming season. I mean, Jake Bauers is probably going to be gone. Let's just be honest with how it is.
Yep.
And, oh, crap. Yep, you're going to like that too. And, the thing with Hoskins is he's probably not going to get re-signed,
Yeah,
18 mil.
Yeah, just the realistic part. Damn. Yeah, Blake Perkins barreled that.
So now we got two more guys, Blake Perkins and Tyler Black, two guys that haven't been producing this year because of injuries and whatever other reasons that, there are. And now these guys are going to be playing and producing. The Brewers roster is just insanely deep. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen when Javik Blake has an opportunity to come on the show. He talks all the time about the depth of this organization from top to bottom, and it is absolutely true. People that talk about the Brewers and say that they're lucky, they get this, they're summoning demons and all this stuff. Like, clearly they don't watch the Brewers and they don't understand the construction of this roster because they're so deep. It's ridiculous. Dude, all started because Isaac Collins jumps on a first pitch and then Tyler Black has a really good at bat. And I think Tyler Black is in the top 5 for plate discipline. Ooh, that was almost a crazy play. Dang. All right, boys. See what we got going on here. There you go. Editing it. I like it. Up 2-0. We can call them the Chubs. The Chubs are losing. Yeah.
There we go. Get that on there.
Yeah, I love the Brewers draft, man. I didn't get to read too much on it, but I saw the picks, obviously. Man.
I read this. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Zach. He had 60 stolen bases in the minors last year. Yeah, he can fly, and just adding another dude that can cause havoc on the bases with speed. Connor, the Brewers with the draft. Connor said, surprised the Brewers also had another good draft. The thing that the Brewers have done, they've kind of pivoted where they take some below slot guys earlier in the draft to have more money in the middle of the draft. And what they've been doing, Joey Ortiz got a sac fly to get Blake Perkins over to third. The Brewers have been doing in the middle and later rounds is drafting high school guys that most other teams aren't touching because they're assumed to be accepting offers to go to college. So the Brewers have been drafting those guys and then being able to offer them more money because they signed their earlier draft guys to a lower slot value.
Mm-hmm.
So they save their draft money for some of those middle round guys, and they can offer some of those high school guys more money, and they can develop them. They can start their development at 17, 18 years old versus getting guys out of college at 22, 23, maybe sometimes 21, and then starting their development within an organization. That's part of why the Brewers are so good at their international scouting, is because they're grabbing kids when they're 16, 17 years old from, the Dominican Republic and, like just those Latin American countries, and they're finding guys like Jackson Churio and Jesus Mate and Luis Lara. Like, those are just guys that the Brewers are just plucking from international signings.
So I'm going to read this next Connor comment. He said, Brewers are just a very well-run organization and don't get the love they deserve nationally for how well they are run. I agree to a point. I do think that we don't have the star power. And when you're trying to sell a league, you have to sell the stars. That's just how it works.
That's part of why Mizorowski was an all-star.
Yeah, I agree with that. The thing that they do, though, is when the Brewers are in the mix, halfway through the season during the All-Star break, we kind of force ourselves into the conversation. They do give us the love and respect that we do deserve up to that point. So
I will say in July, there's been more coverage.
Yeah. And rightfully so. The Brewers have earned it. They've forced themselves into the situation where, like, you're going to talk about us now because we're in this thing. We're in the conversation whether you like it or not.
You projected us for, I think the Brewers were projected 82.5 wins this year.
Yeah.
After being projected for 78.5 last year. And they could go 500 from the rest of the point on and still win 91 games.
Like, no, I didn't see that.
Zach said Turang is very good, but Frelick is great in this spot. And that's injuries happen. They happen to everybody.
Yeah.
Sal, I've loved him in the leadoff spot, and I love Turang actually in the 5 and 6 spot.
Me too. Dude, I can't wait till I get my boy Sal back, dude. I feel like me and you were like the first couple of people that were like, yeah, dude, I love Sal Frelick. And now everybody's like, I love Sal Frelick. I'm like, do you love Sal
Frelick? When he was in Double and Triple A.
Do you love Sal Frelick? We love Sal Frelick.
You don't love Sal Frelick like we love Sal Frelick.
For real, dude.
The last couple of things that I had on Brewers-Dodgers game 1. Brewers only allowed 6 hard hits in the entire game. They registered 13 of them themselves. Joey Ortiz made a great barehand play to get Betts to end the game. With Quinn Priester, the thing that impressed me the most about him last week was his balance. There wasn't really any one specific pitch that, his velocity was up or, that he was, painting with. All 4 of his pitches were working really well last week. That marked the Brewers' 8th game in a row on their win streak. Only team to win 8 games in a row this entire season twice. No other team has done it. And then, like Jake mentioned, the 9th shutout. Zach said it's just part of the game, and he plays the game right. And that's why people love Sal Frelick. Yeah, he's as Connor's place of employment gets their nice Rally House commercial, Brewers and Dodgers game 2 from last week. Blake Perkins made a nice catch in the bottom of the second. This was his first game starting. He did get 1 at bat in the first game of the Dodgers series, but he led off the third of the top inning with one of the easier triples that I've ever seen. He could pretty much jog into third base. Joey Ortiz singled him in. Bryce Turang drew a walk, and William Contreras made it 4 straight on base with a double to right center. That is a big part of why I feel William Contreras is coming around. Yes, he's using the opposite field.
Yes.
That put the Brewers up 3-0. Jackson Churio made it 5 straight to reach and extended his hitting streak on a really great at-bat. And the Brewers were off and running in game 2. So we're going to go back to Brewers and Mariners game 3, and then we will come back to Brewers and Dodgers game 2 on the next commercial. See if Quinn Priester can put another 7-pitch inning out on the board. I like how the camera that they have on Sophia Minard is directly behind a bunch of the Brewers coaches that are talking. So you can barely see her face poking up.
Yeah, she's tiny, man.
That was a good pitch.
Yeah,
he tucked it right inside the line there.
He did what he had to do there. That was a good piece of hitting. All right, now the situation, you got a leadoff double. Priester's probably got to get. I mean, he's a ground ball pitcher, so this is not a terrible situation for him. So he's got to get a ground out, but he's got to get a punch out.
Yep.
Or he's got to get 2 ground outs. This is where the sinker becomes a really important pitch for him.
Mm-hmm. Need just enough contact on a grounder too to be able to look the runner back and then make the throw.
Right.
So there they are talking to Sofia Minard, who is standing behind Julio Borbon, Freddie Peralta, and Jose Quintana. You can see like her hairline.
Yeah.
Attaboy, Quinn Priester gets the first strikeout. Now 2 ground outs and you're out.
Who doesn't love Freddie Peralta? Seriously, though. Guy's awesome.
He's not getting traded, by the way. We can stop that shit.
Can they stop with that, dude?
And of course, it's ESPN. Like, nope, can't have any good players in Wisconsin. Need to get Giannis out. Now we need to get Freddie Peralta out. Earlier in May, there was the ESPN Homer dude that said we need to trade Jackson Churio because he doesn't walk enough. Like, shut up.
Honestly, Wes, I don't mind the road broadcast every once in a while, dude. Just to kind of hear how they talk about our teams.
Yep. I don't mind that once in a while if I rewatch games. Yeah. I won't divulge where I do so because it's not always from, the Seattle broadcast. But if what I'm watching, when I'm rewatching games, if I get the opposing broadcast, like you said, I don't mind getting the opposing point of view on our teams, whether it's baseball or basketball teams. Look at Quinn Priester out here getting a fly out. Zach said they wish they would sign Peralta for the rest of his career. Honestly, I would ideally a 3-year deal with a 4th-year club option because he's 30. He has a club option for next year, so he'll be back next year, one way or the other. They're not trading him, but I don't know that I want to go past 35 right away.
Yeah, I'm fine with a 4-year deal. That's right in the sweet spot. Obviously, like you said, a 3-year deal with a club option, that's perfectly fine with me as well.
Wes said they're not bad compared to a Chicago cast. Ugh. I could never listen to a Chicago cast or Paul Allen, the dude that does the Vikings, just people like that. Even when good things happen for the other team, just so much negativity. Nobody wants to listen to that shit.
All
right. Brewers lead's cut in half.
2 out double. Get the ball down. You're leaving it up a little bit, bud.
Connor said, just like Willie, I think Freddie gets extended or finishes his contract out. They've been having the extension talks since spring training. So the conversations are happening already, which is a good thing. So maybe it's even something that gets done this winter. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, and obviously Freddie, saying that he wants to stay here is a good thing too. He's kind of given up a little bit of his leverage saying that, to be completely honest with you, but it's okay. He wants to stay here. Maybe we can get a little bit of a discount and keep him here because if anybody wants a discount, it's the Brewers. We're just going to call it what it is.
Well, and I feel similarly about Brandon Woodruff. He's a guy who wants to be here. So, if it is not necessarily a leverage thing, but you bring it up as just a selling point, you can probably get $10 million if you go on the open market. But if you sign here for 6.5, you understand that you are such an integral part of our culture here.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, your family is ingrained here. Like, you are part of the family. And every single interview you will see of a Brewers player talking, hopefully that gets snagged. Nope. That's annoying.
That's one of those ones where you're like, they found where they ain't.
Yep, that's a blooper. That's a blooper for sure. All right, new game, 0-0. But you listen to any interview with any Brewers player, and all of them talk about the people in the clubhouse, the people in the front office. They all use the word people, which we have said so many times, so many times, that the best advantage that a small market team like Milwaukee has is their people.
I did hear that, Zach. Zach said that Dodgers broadcast the other day said no one should be surprised the Brewers are good every year. Now, I did hear that, and they're absolutely correct. All right, come on, Pre-Show. Let's get out of this, bud.
Yeah, that number 9 hitter is just up there hacking. He's trying to make this a 6-4 game with only one person on base. Sorry, it was an 8-pitch first inning.
Well, obviously, Seattle, the last couple games, has been trying to attack our pitchers early in counts.
Mm-hmm.
They understand that the Brewers pitching staff has some good power stuff, some good strikeout ability, so they don't want to get deep into counts and give us advantage. They want to try to attack us early and make our defense work. Couple of hits, like you said, new ball game, middle of second, 2-2, so can't complain too much here.
Alrighty, going back to Brewers and Dodgers game 2, Freddie Peralta fell behind 1-2, or actually was ahead 1-2. Count got worked back full to the number 9 hitter. That to me, seeing the number 9 hitter get walked was like blood in the water for a shark named Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Like, if Shohei Ohtani sees a number 9 hitter get walked in front of him, like, he's probably like, oh, you know, fucked up now. Like, and I'm sure that's how he thinks as a competitor, obviously.
Right.
So, first pitch, home run, made it a 4-2 game, 5 straight reach, plus a wild pitch, and we were back to a tie game.
Yep.
So, Isaac Collins had a good at-bat to give the Brewers the lead right back, leading off the 4th inning. Walked in the 6th, stole second base, and Caleb Durbin stayed hot to drive him in with a double. The Andrew Vaughn RBI streak ended on Friday, but he gets right back onto it on Saturday. He had 2 more RBI driven in. And then Joey Ortiz in the top of the 8th destroyed a baseball. Only 105 on the bat, off the bat, but 414 feet. And then the Dodgers matched it twice in the bottom of the 8th, but then a deep fly out by Ohtani versus Jared Koenig. This tied the Brewers' longest win streak since 2023 at 9. And then the 7 straight pitcher wins done by Freddie Peralta is the first time since 1992. So great things from the Brewers and Dodgers in game 2. Wes asked for any word on Salvador. He wants to start on Friday. Sal wants to start. They had him doing some BP yesterday, and then he's obviously got to do like running and sprinting and stuff. But Sal wants to be in the lineup on Friday is the goal. Connor said the worst thing is that these ESPN guys are local as well as with the Freddie and Jackets. Yeah, that is. But it's still the same parent company. It's the umbrella. It trickles down.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing of it is,
I'm just gonna piggyback real quick.
Yeah. You back?
No, go ahead. Okay.
I'm lagging. I was gonna say the thing of it is with the Freddie and Jackson stuff and it being like a trickle down of ESPN is that it doesn't even have to be that they are suggesting that these guys get traded. It's just that if they bring up, hey, would you trade Freddie Peralta for Eugenio Suarez? That's all they have to say. They don't even have to say that they think that the Brewers should. make the move. They just have to put it out there. And if they have 10,000 people calling them stupid, that's 10,000 pieces of engagement. That's all that matters is the engagement. They don't care if it's positive or negative, which is bullshit.
That's the
They're
Skip Bayless school of bullshit.
It's the ESPN and Disney school of we don't care what the engagement is if it's positive or negative. We just care about that we're getting engagement. And that's not how we operate.
Yeah,
like obviously sad. People that have watched us for a while and followed our pages and followed our shows and watched our shows and talked to us in person, like we care about how the people that intake our content, we care about the way that they speak. It's kind of a low strike on Contreras for the first out of the third, but yeah, we take that pretty seriously. And obviously ESPN does not. Oh, what are you doing? Why are you taking me off the screen, man? Trying to hog the spotlight?
My freaking computer is going crazy. I'm gonna leave real quick and restart my stuff. I'll be right back, okay? You control it while the game's going real quick.
Okay.
Be right back.
All right. So we're in the top of the third inning. Got one out for Christian Yelich. As it's on the screen, we got a 2-2 game. Jake's computer apparently can't handle streaming a baseball game while also being live on camera. So hopefully a restart works for his computer. I don't think the Brewers need to trade for a guy like Suarez. And people aren't going to like that. The Brewers are in the conversation for him and then don't get him. But I hope that they are in the conversation enough that the Yankees or the Cubs give up like their number one prospect to get Suarez, who is a rental. That's what I hope. That was not a strike to Christian Yelich either. That definitely looked inside. Like a lot. Yep, that was definitely inside. The one to Contreras looked low, but that was a strike. This pitch, I'm just gonna put it on there. Yeah, the pitch that Christian Yelich just struck out on was not a strike. Pitch number 5 right there. That's not a strike. And Jackson Churio gets a broken back ground out. Well, that's annoying.
Yep.
I don't know if you were able to see the pitch that Christian Yelich just struck out on. It was not a strike.
Yeah, I saw it.
Connor said ABS cannot come sooner. I don't even need automatic balls and strikes. I don't need robo-umps. What I need is the AAA challenge rule. I need it we talked about it last week. I need it 2 years ago, realistically, but we need the AAA rule. We need it. Wes said last night, the 9th inning, the strikes almost all over the place. Last night, Isaac Collins got absolutely shafted. And I even tweeted something about it after. It's like, I'm not even mad that the Brewers' 11-game winning streak is over. I knew it. I knew they weren't going 66-0 in the second half. What I'm mad about is the fact that the umpire took the game out of the hands of the player. Yeah. We talk about this a ton, especially with basketball. But officials, let the game be decided by the players. Don't just expand your strike zone because you want to get the game over with or because you want to make a dramatic call. Just let the players decide the games, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The AAA challenge rule, it takes 5 seconds for them to tap the helmet and then for them to show the Hawkeye of if it's a ball or a strike.
Yep.
It takes 5 seconds. They've done the research on it. It does not add a lot of time to the games.
Yep.
You want to give any thoughts from Brewers and Dodgers game 2 before the commercial break is over?
Yeah. So real quick, I just wanted to piggyback. Funniest thing I saw tweeted after game 2 was somebody said about Andrew Vaughn. They said, even though that his Linsanity run is over with the Brewers, he's still finding a way to produce. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. So yeah, obviously, couple homers from the Brewers, homers from Ohtani. It was a much different ball game in game 2 than game 1. Game 1 is more of a pitcher's duel. Defense shined, pitching staff shined, and then in game 2, it was just a lot of hitting, a lot of offense, and the Brewers finding a different way to win a baseball game. And that's just what they've been doing all year long, and what got them to the point where they had the best record in all of baseball.
All right, so now we're in the bottom of the third, and J.P. Crawford is getting a much looser strike zone, or a tighter strike zone on Quinn Priester. Like a pretty similar low pitch that Contreras just got rung up on was called a ball for Crawford. Wes said, unlimited challenges, you get 1 per at-bat, I believe is the AAA rule.
That's okay. Just like the timeout situation, I don't hate that. It's not going to make the game last that much longer.
And I believe the pitchers each get 1 challenge per at-bat as well.
Okay.
But it's just a simple tap on the top of the head. They check it, and we move on.
It's really, I mean, with the way technology is today, you could probably figure that out pretty
Dude,
quickly.
The way the technology's been since, 2005, before they had StatCast, they could have been doing that. Because it's the same, it's Hawkeye. It's the same technology that they determine if a ball is in or out in tennis.
Yeah.
It's the same exact technology. Quinn Priester is getting bit by the soft contact bug a little bit.
Dude, I was thinking, I was like, dude, that's 2 now. That's 2 soft contact bugs.
Blooper for a run, and now 1-out infield single on a tapper. Can't complain about it, though. I mean, the Brewers do it plenty.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm not going to be like, oh, my God, this is bullshit. The Mariners are so lucky. No, it's part of baseball.
They literally say hit them where they ain't.
The thing is the amount of Cubs fans that complain about the Brewers just being lucky, I guarantee you have not watched a single minute of Brewers baseball.
Bro, when I tell you my first takeaway from game 3 of the Brewers and Dodgers is the funniest thing about the Brewers beating the shit out of the Dodgers is not even that we're beating the shit out of the Dodgers. It's that when the Brewers win against anybody and they're closing the gap and
Priester's getting squeezed now. This is starting to piss me off.
Oh, you'll like what happens next. Is that Cubs fans are crashing out after every single win, and it's the funniest thing. I just like reading all the threads, dude, and seeing all
Priester,
the TikToks and the shorts, and it's like, oh, dude, that's so funny, bro.
All right, Quinn Priester got a ground ball double play to get out of the inning, so good job by him. Is there anything else you wanted to say on Brewers-Dodgers game 2?
No, I trust that you just covered it good enough. So
okay, all right, let's go to Brewers and Dodgers game 3.
Yeah, so Quintana on the mound, and my opinions on Quintana remain the same. He's a veteran. When he needs the control, he's going to have the control. I said that to you literally during this game. There was a situation in this game where he needed to dot the I, and he dotted the I and crossed the T at the same time. So I don't know why everybody's just so quick to get rid of him. I understand that he's an expiring contract and he's an older guy, and people are excited for guys like, Robert Gosser, who we're starting to hear murmurs of. They're excited about Logan Henderson, who we saw earlier this year. Yeah. I get that. But we're going to have a discussion here shortly about another young pitcher that's getting a lot of talk. Mm-hmm. And the Brewers aren't just going to just throw these guys out there and just have them throw 190 innings. Right. They're not going to do that. There's a reason that they have depth. It's because they control their pitch counts. We'll have bullpen days, and we're going to have that discussion.
I'm going to get super passionate about something, and I'm just going to write it down so that I remember to say it when we talk about it, because there's the fact that there's still a lack of trust is wild to me.
Yeah. So
let me just jump in on Quintana specifically. Yeah, he started the game off with a 3-pitch strike of Betts and Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
Both offenses were quiet until the bottom of the 3rd inning. Quintana gave up a double, a ground out, and a sac fly by the 7, 8, 9 hitters to create a run. And then Betts and Ohtani manufactured 2 more. And the Ohtani at bat, Quintana was behind 2-0. You mentioned he locked right back in after that.
Yeah.
People don't like that he gives up 4 runs in an appearance, but that happens. We're not talking about how good he pitched the last 2 before that. And shout out to him for finishing 6 innings in this game.
Yeah.
So we'll jump back in on anything else in the Dodgers' 3rd game on the next commercial break. So we're back to Brewers and Mariners, top of the 4th inning, and Isaac Collins is leading off. Connor said, if you had to trade Cortez or Jose, to be clear, we should not trade either. But if it's one or the other, I'm definitely trading Cortez.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Tyler knows pretty clearly where I stand on this.
Yeah. I mean, Quintana is the healthier one right now, but I also think he is the more experienced guy for sure, obviously, because he's older. But I would trust Quintana more to start a playoff game than I would Cortez.
Yeah, and, it may be a little bit of recency bias, but Cortez in the World Series last year,
he got shelled, which happens, obviously, when you're playing this offense in baseball.
Right. And the one start that we saw him for the Brewers, I mean,
well, he had 2. One was really bad, and one was really good, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, you're right.
So Isaac Collins hit a ground ball at the middle, and Crawford just pulled his glove up too soon. So that is lucky. But that does not make the Brewers' entire season lucky because of one error. Got to make it hurt now, though.
What are we supposed to do about that? We can't control what that guy does.
No, teams only make errors when they play the Brewers.
Apparently.
They don't make errors against any other teams.
Tell you what, Cubs fans are going to be big-time Mariners fans today. They've never cheered for Seattle harder.
Yeah, I got to see when it comes across the bottom again to check the Cubs score. I haven't looked yet. Hey, get over to second base. Nice. Wild pitch to Collins to get to second base.
All right, Perkins. Just like last time, baby. Just right up the middle. Not everything has to be a home run, and that's, I do, there's a lot of discussions going on about the Brewers. People are talking about they need more pop in their lineup, and I agree they do need a little bit more pop, but I like how the lineup is playing right now, just making contact, making things happen. That's really the identity of this team, just forcing the defense to make a play.
And I'll agree that the Brewers could stand to add a bat. I don't think they need to go and get Suarez. Like, they don't need to go and overpay for the top bat just for the sake of getting one. Like, a guy like Ryan O'Hearn, I think, would be a good fit. He's probably one of the top bats, but they wouldn't have to pay as much to get him, I don't think. And, even a guy like Ryan McMahon, who started off the season really slow but has gotten better over the last month and a half or so, I think would be a good option. Because I don't think that the Brewers need to find somebody so good that they just bench Joey Ortiz. Or platoon him in Durbin. I want a guy that, maybe a little bit of a utility guy where they can give Yelich some days off at DH. They can give Durbin some days off at third. They can give Ortiz some days off at short, and they go into the postseason healthy.
Yeah.
Basically something like what Isaac Collins has done for the outfield.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what I would like, but for the infield. So if it is Suarez and you can get him, the conversation was brought up to us in one of the group chats that we're in, and somebody asked the question, would you entertain trading Brock Wilken? Ooh. Anthony Siegler just got hit by a pitch with 2 outs.
With how Durbin has looked this year, that's interesting.
I said, based on the way that Durbin has played, I would consider trading Brock Wilken.
It's on the table. Wasn't on the table to start this year, but it's on the table.
No, it wasn't on the table up until like June 1st.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will say I would not trade Cooper Pratt, Jesus Mate, or Luis Pena.
Yeah, no, those. Here's the thing about that, and there's been a lot of discussions about Cooper Pratt in the deal for Suarez. I do believe in letting prospects kind of work their way up, and there is a lot of talk about Jesus Mate, but I'm not giving up Cooper Pratt just because we do have an insurance behind him. Cooper Pratt could turn into an all-star. We don't know.
Jesus Mate is still also in low A.
And he's also a very young player. Who says that he stays at shortstop?
He's at least, even if he's on the Jackson Chourio career path, 2 years away from being in the big leagues.
Yeah, that's
if he skips AAA like Chourio did. Like, people are forgetting, like, Cooper Pratt doesn't turn 21 until next month.
Yeah, that's insane.
All right, what does Joey Ortiz do right here?
You'll like it.
Slaps one to the opposite field. That's a good approach by him, too. Oh, what a slide. Wow. The ball beat Isaac Collins there, but the slide.
That goes into the same discussion that we've talked about.
Yeah, that's
how good
luck.
the base running has been, dude.
That's not luck.
That is a skill that clearly they work at.
1,000,000% skill.
That's like the Badgers basketball team was really good at free throws last year, and everybody's like, "Oh, they're free throw merchants. Stop fouling us, then."
Dude, base running is absolutely a skill. And one of the things that I've said with people saying, like the Cubs fans saying, like, "Oh, the Brewers are just lucky." It's not even that it's luck. It's that Cubs fans don't understand that there's all these statistics out there and metrics, and the Brewers aren't like number one in really anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're like second or third in base running value, but outside of base running, there's nothing that the Brewers like hang their hat on. Like, this is how we win, which is what makes them dangerous, which is how they won against the Dodgers. We're going to talk about it. So that's another thing that Cubs fans just can't handle, is that the Brewers can win games in multiple ways. And because they don't watch Brewers games unless they're playing the Cubs, they don't understand that the Brewers can win in multiple ways.
Right.
And yes, Wes, that was a close one, but that was a great slide by Isaac Collins to just tap his hand on the plate.
Now we're a base hit from Bryce Durang. This thing being broke open a little bit, in my opinion. I think Priester's going to lock in now.
A Bryce Durang single to right field would definitely give some comfort. I do like that the Brewers responded and got the lead back right away. All right. 2-strike hit here would be super clutch too. Get on your horse, Bryce. No play. Love that. There we got our tapper back.
Yep. That's the thing, man.
Dude, hey, that's what you get by watching us. We just said it. Can't be mad about tappers because the Brewers do them. Bang, tapper, run. Can't be mad about it if it happens to us because it happens by us a lot. But that's the thing. Let's say an error happens on this play because the third baseman rushes. It's because Bryce Durang is fast as hell, and the only way to get him is to rush. That's why there's not even a throw there.
Yep. Because then you're going to give up another run guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. Would love if Contreras could put one in a gap and make this 6-2. Now I'm getting greedy. But the Brewers put up a bunch of crooked innings.
They are pretty good at that. You're going to have to update
Spoiler alert. Get through. Attaboy, William. Not the gap I was looking for, but I'll take it.
Hey, any way works for me, man. Crawford is having a tough day defensively so far.
Yeah. Having a tough inning defensively.
Yeah, that's even more true.
This inning started with the Isaac Collins ball going under his glove. That's a tough play. Like, that's probably going to go in as a single for Contreras, but that would have redeemed him for the error that he had against Collins.
Yeah, that would have been a really, really nice play if he made it. But that
would have been.
That's what makes Bryce Terang so amazing, dude. Is you watch him, he makes everything look smooth and easy, and it's like you guys don't understand how good he is.
So the Brewers' 3 runs that they've scored in this inning are unearned because Isaac Collins reached on an error. But the thing of it is that everything that happened after that wasn't luck.
No.
Like, Siegler got hit by a pitch, which, you can't really teach either. Unless your name is Mark Canha, you can teach getting hit by pitches. that guy could get hit by a pitch like nobody's business.
All right.
But, I mean, Bryce Terang having an infield single, William Contreras hitting a hard hit ball. Like, there's nothing lucky about that. The Joey Ortiz opposite field hit. You can tell by Jake's face that something interesting just happened with the
That's shocking to me.
Oh, shit. That was a choice.
I'm not sure how to feel about that. I don't hate it strategically.
I don't either, but it looked to me like the third baseman was playing up.
Yeah.
If the third baseman was back, fuck yeah, do that all day.
Then it makes. I agree. I 100% agree. It makes.
But to me, it looked like the third baseman was playing almost even with the bag with a runner on third. So I don't love it in that situation.
Yep. That's why I'm like, okay.
All right. Well, that was a choice. All right. Brewers Dodgers Game 3. We talked about Quintana. So what else did you have from Brewers Dodgers Game 3 from Sunday?
Yeah, give credit to the rest of the bullpen here. Grant Anderson has been really, really good lately. People shouldn't have thoughts of, oh shit, Grant Anderson's coming in over the last couple of weeks. He's been absolutely solid.
He's a bridge.
Yeah, he only needed 12 pitches to get 3 outs. Deal Hall and Nick Mears combined to throw a scoreless inning. That was just one of those situations where Deal Hall just ended up walking a guy, and it was just like, okay, well, now we need and you said this a couple weeks ago, we need it's time to not fuck around pitcher to come in. So Nick Mears comes in and gets the out in 5 pitches that he needs to get out. And then Abner Uribe made things very, very interesting in the 9th inning. I got to a point in the 9th where he got whatever. Yeah, he got an out, and then he gave up a single. And then he got a fielder's choice, and then there was a single and a walk. And I was like, oh, God, please don't let this happen to me on Sunday. Please don't let this happen. And then he gave up a run on an error by Vaughn. The ball was a little high. I'm not that mad at Vaughn, honestly. Yeah. I will say there was a point in this game where there was a run scored by Churio because he was hustling all the way around the bases.
Yep, we're going to talk about that for sure.
And then there was a situation right here where there was not as much hustle with the LA base runners, and it ended up costing them. And then, Betts ends up lining up to get the final out of the game, and, Uribe gets to celebrate. We all get to celebrate. We sweep the Dodgers. I think the funniest thing for me coming out of this game was realizing that the Colorado Rockies are going to beat us more times than the Dodgers this year. That is absolutely hilarious.
But that's
exactly. That's one of those. What?
That's the thing. Would you feel better if the Brewers swept all of their games against the Rockies, but went 3-3 against the Dodgers? Or do you feel better against losing a game to the Rockies here and there, or losing a game to the White Sox after you beat them the first 2 games of a series, and then go 6-0 against the Dodgers?
Yeah, see?
I know my answer.
I know my answer
know,
too.
the narrative is that you lose to a bad team once in a while, which you have to be able to take in stride because none of those teams are winning 0 games. But otherwise, you end up kind of like how the Packers were, where they didn't beat any of the teams in their division except for the Bears once, but they beat everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'd rather, mix in the occasional loss to a bad team, especially in a season with 162 games, and then beat the hell out of a really good team, the defending champions.
Mm-hmm.
Same with like sweeping the Phillies in Philadelphia or sweeping the Twins in Minnesota. Yeah, I'll drop a game to the Orioles here or there.
Yeah.
Or a game to the Marlins here or there in exchange for sweeping good teams that, build confidence and show that you belong and give you confidence for the playoffs because those are the teams you're going to be facing. You don't have to be afraid of the Rockies in the playoffs.
No.
But the Dodgers have to be afraid of us. And I guarantee you they are. The Dodgers do not want any part of the Brewers in the playoffs.
No, they don't. And, what do they always point to with teams, that are going into the playoffs? They always point to a couple things. Road record and the record versus over 500. And the Brewers so far are phenomenal in both those categories up to this point. They've been on fire on the road lately.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, number 1 in record against teams over 500.
Yep.
But that's lucky.
That's a good thing to be number 1 in, by the way.
That's
you
a
can
great
miss
thing to be number 1 in.
With the Woe Bacon. We're 23rd in Woe Bacon.
I had a pretty funny one the other day, I thought. I can't wait to wake up and see that the Brewers are in first place in the league, but Cubs fans say they're lucky because their expected Digimon is low.
That is funny.
Quinn Priester got 2 pretty quick outs for the bottom.
He's going to lock in now, dude.
Oof. And then threw a nasty slider for strike 1 against Garver. That to me is my favorite thing as far as momentum is concerned. You put a 3 spot up in the top of the inning or, in the bottom of the inning, and then the next half inning, you just come out and go 1, 2, 3 against your opponent. That's how you suck the air out of a building.
That is the definition of a momentum swing in baseball.
Ooh, good frame, Contreras. About time we get a wide strike.
And then he's bitching about it, dude.
I mean, it wasn't a strike, but the Brewers have been called on it at least 2 or 3 times already. So I'm not going to be feeling sorry for him. All right, threw 1 wide. Threw another 1 wide. Threw 1 really, really nasty slider and then yanked a couple of them. 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Take a nice rollover ground out to Anthony Siegler. It was in the right direction. He had a foul, though. All right, another foul ball. This was a really quick inning for Priester until Garver decided he was going to hit a bunch of foul balls.
There we go.
All right. See, that's like you just said. Like, Terang makes that look so smooth and so easy.
Dude, that's this thing about these athletes that are so good, man. I've said it about Giannis. I've said it about Aaron Rodgers. When Rodgers throws a ball, he throws it 45 yards on the run, and people go outside and they're like, "Oh, I could do that." No, you can't. No,
you're
you
missing your target by 17 feet.
Yeah. Now I want you to add a 295-pound man running 17.5 miles per hour trying to rip your throat out of your eyeballs at the same time while you make that throw. It's not happening. It's impossible.
Did you have anything else you wanted to say about Brewers-Dodgers Game 3 from Sunday?
I let out a thunderous scream after we got the final out. That's the last thing I have written down.
I was at dinner with my family during this game.
Oh, wow.
So I was watching this on my phone and like talking to my wife's aunt and having conversations with her and stuff like that. And then kind of doing these and looking at the TV and doing some silent fist pumps.
Yeah.
Can't do any yes. Like just doing the silent fist pump, just squeezing it tight. Brewers had 2 1-out singles in the first inning. Didn't get any runs out of it. Top of the fourth with 2 outs after an Andrew Vaughn leadoff walk. Blake Perkins singled a run in with 2 strikes on an error forced by speed, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And then Andrew Monasterio singled in Blake Perkins, also with 2 strikes. Mm-hmm. To second on the Esteury Ruiz horrible choice to try to throw home to get Blake Perkins. Like, why are you trying to throw home to get Blake Perkins in the first place? And then by making that throw, allowed Andrew Monasterio to get to second base. Mm-hmm. We talk about this often, and we talk about it especially with a guy like Andrew Monasterio. Guys that don't play often, staying locked in. That's coaching. Keeping a guy like Andrew Monasterio locked in when he does not play often. Esteury Ruiz was not locked in. He threw home with 2 outs with a fast runner on base.
Yeah.
You're not getting that guy. All you did was give an extra 90 feet to Andrew Monasterio.
Yep, and now he's in scoring position.
And then what happened after that? A rope by Joey Ortiz to the center fielder who missed it off his glove was 109 off the bat. It was originally ruled a double before being changed to an error, but a frozen rope by Joey Ortiz, which it's possible that Monasterio could have scored from first on it, but definitely a lot easier to score from second.
Yeah, you could pull up a little earlier.
Yeah. Esteury Ruiz did kind of make up for it. He got himself a home run in the bottom of the 5th to give the Dodgers a 4-3 lead, but the Brewers put the pressure on with speed and by putting the ball in play with 2 strikes. Mm-hmm. So we're back to Brewers-Mariners, Game 3. It's top of the 5th now, and Churrio's leading off. He's in a 2-1 count for me.
There you go.
You extend the hitting streak?
Spoiler alert, he extends the hitting streak.
Blooper! With a blooper! All right, we're even on bloopers and tappers now.
Bloopers and tappers. This one extends the hitting streak. We love to see it. He's up to 17 now, which is pretty incredible. A couple more hits and a couple more games, he's going to have a hitting streak as old as he is.
Yeah, 4 more. Dude, if he gets – so he needs at least one in each of the games against the Marlins. And then Game 1 against the Cubs could be the one where he matches his age with his hitting streak.
Dude, the script is writing itself at this point.
It really is.
Let's go. Come on, Collins.
Love to see Churrio take off for second here. Up by 3. I'm okay with being a little extra aggressive on the bases to get this to a non-save situation.
That's fair. I was going to say I want to see Collins hit one in the gap. I want to see Churrio run.
It's also valid. Cubs are down 8-4 in the top of the 9th.
What's that?
Cubs are down 8-4 in the top of the 9th. I'm just going to.
Okay.
Hey, good rip, Collins. Solid single right back up the middle.
Yeah, we'll take that too.
Great piece of hitting. Great line drive.
Now the Brewers are starting to get pretty good contact on Castillo last couple innings here. All right, I agree. That's a good idea.
All right. Bottom of the 9th.
Oh. Come on, Tyler.
There we go.
Got
Got the Cubs score up for the bottom of the 9th there. All right. My guy TB.
That'll do, Donkey.
Attaboy.
That'll do.
Dude, just putting the ball in play. Opposite field hitting.
Honest to God, just hit it at JP Crawford today. I'm not even kidding you, dude.
Zach said perfect Brewers baseball the last 2 innings. Couldn't agree more. But, dude,
oh, my God.
Contact. Oh, I love the Brewers.
Dude, I'm starting to actually kind of feel bad for Crawford, to be completely honest with you.
I mean, that's a tough play to make. I mean, especially even with Churriel standing right there.
Right. I mean,
that would be a tough play no matter what. If he stops the ball, maybe it keeps Churriel from scoring, but like he's not getting an out there.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably right. He's probably gonna have to eat it at that point, even if he stops the ball, because
right.
pretty fast.
He might have saved a run by keeping it in the infield.
Yeah,
but that was it. Yeah, Zach said he's having a rough day. He is, but
JP Crawford is having a day like I had a night last night, man. I couldn't sleep at all, bro. I got 3 hours of sleep last night, man.
I got 5, a little less than 5.
I had to sit
I stayed up to watch game 2, so I'd have all my notes for today.
I know. I watched the whole game, and then I tried to go to bed right after. Got to like 2:15 in the morning, and I'm like, God, why are you doing this to me? I follow all the laws.
On Monday night, we were doing some family stuff, so I didn't watch Monday night's game until yesterday. So I was finishing up Monday night's game while watching last night's game. I was watching 2 baseball games at once last night.
Oh, my. I was doing my Monday night notes while watching last night's game, but not watching 2 games.
Yeah, I had Monday night's game on my laptop and last night's game live on TV.
That's intense.
Hey, I might be a busy guy, but rest assured my notes will be ready for Wednesdays.
Notes will. Hey, I feel that in my soul, bro. I wake up on Monday morning like notes will be done first Wednesday show, no matter what. Usually I save the only sleeping a couple hours for football season because you get pretty busy.
There it is. Cubs just lost, boys.
Love to see it. It's always a good day when Chicago
9th
loses.
Inning. Expected batting averages on the 3 outs that they made: 030, 010, and 280.
Gross.
All right. Well, let's get a W and go back up.
Yeah, love to see that.
Zach said the Brewers have brought the bunt back too. And you know what? They still do it too much for my liking. But I'm okay with it because they can do it and get on base.
Yeah.
The bunting that I don't like is to commit outs on purpose. That's when I don't like bunting.
I agree with that.
Especially since we've seen, a bunch of instances of the Brewers being able to create a bunch of havoc on the bases with their speed. That's a bummer for Siegler. So Siegler grounded into a double play to end the top of the 5th inning, and we can get back to discussing Brewers-Dodgers Game 3 from Sunday.
Yep.
So Brewers got 2 one-out base runners in the top of the 5th to get Kershaw out of the game. Didn't score any runs, though. Top of the 6th, the Brewers completely sucked the air out of Dodger Stadium. Joey Ortiz had a 1-out double. An Eric Haas single ties the game at 4. Jackson Churriel singles off the pitcher's shin, and it rolls into right field. Then he stole second. Andrew Vaughn drew a walk to load the bases, and Isaac Collins batting 4th. Isaac Collins got put in the cleanup spot by Pat Murphy and came through with a clutch hit with 2 strikes.
Yes.
A 2-strike, 2-out hit with the bases loaded. Super clutch by Isaac Collins. And you mentioned the hustle by Jackson Churriel to get in before the tag was applied to Andrew Vaughn. Bad base running by Andrew Vaughn. No sugarcoating that at all. He hasn't been here long enough to know how the Brewers operate on the bases. He's also not fast like everybody else on the team is. But don't want to make the 3rd out at third base. But shout out to Jackson Churriel for stepping on home before that out was made. And that ended up being, like you said, the deciding run. Zach said just the threat of it helps, and Yelich's last inning was good, but a great play by Williamson. And that's a little bit of situational awareness on that bunt by Yelich, because it looked like the third baseman was playing even with the bag. And I'm on board with bunting in that situation if the third baseman is back, but not if the third baseman is playing close to the bag. From game 3, you mentioned Grant Anderson, DL Hall, and Nick Mears to pitch the 7th and the 8th inning. Abner Uribe allowed an unearned run. Andrew Vaughn just couldn't snag what would have been an absolutely insane play by Joey Ortiz.
Yeah. For that to even be close.
Like Derek Jeter +5.
Right.
Like insane play if Joey Ortiz would have made that. The last couple things that I had on game 3 against the Dodgers as the bottom of the 5th gets going here. This was the Brewers' first comeback win of the season when trailing by 3 runs. They had won comeback games when trailing by 2, but this was their first win trailing by 3. And this was the first time since 1998 that the defending champ has been swept by a team. And the Marlins actually had it done to them 3 times in 1998 after they won the 97 World Series, which is really weird, but is what it is. Yeah. Joey Ortiz actually extended his hitting streak to 6 in the third game of the Dodgers series. Churio extended his to 14. And obviously, Christian Yelich has his on-base streak extended as Quinn Priester records a strikeout for the first out of the bottom of the 5th. Last thing that I will say on Brewers-Dodgers, as far as it relates to the 2025 regular season, in 6 games, the Brewers outscored the Dodgers 31-16.
I'm so happy you put that in there. I have one last thing I'm going to say, and I was waiting until after you were done because it's something that happened after the game. They interviewed Kershaw after the game. And this shit just really bothers me. It's like they ask him a question, you have any thoughts? And I understand that they're trying to poke at him and get him to say something that's
controversial
at the locker room.
Grabbing.
You've been around long enough. You're going to the Hall of Fame. You're literally a walking Hall of Famer.
Yep.
There's very few players that get to touch the field or court in whatever sport they're in, and they're walking Hall of Famers.
Yep.
You're one of them. You could have had a better answer than sounding like a fucking spoiled toddler, dude.
You could see plenty of times during the game, like when some of the errors happened or misplays happened, and he's screaming into his glove, and then he hits the lunchbox when he's in the dugout. Like, I get being a competitor, but like you said, he's got plenty of experience.
Yep.
Like at that age, you should be able to handle it a little better.
I would have liked at least a little bit of respect thrown our way. I understand the gamemanship with not wanting to do that, but I kind of just rubbed me the wrong way, and it really just kind of makes me not like Kershaw when I really don't have a problem with Kershaw. He was with the Dodgers before they started doing all this buying of players and stuff like that, so I can't hate on Kershaw really, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Priester just gave up a 1-out walk, but I mean, like you said, he's been around plenty long enough that he can be like, it just wasn't our day, credit to the Brewers, and then walked away.
Yeah, and that would have been an answer that I've been like, okay, no bulletin board material. He's still showing that he cares. He's still showing the competitive fire. That would have been a perfect answer. That's not what he did. So if he wants to be a crybaby, the first thing that I said to one of my coworkers at work is they were talking about the Kershaw thing, and I said, you know what? That just makes me want to go to LA and whoop their fucking ass again.
Well, they might have to come to Milwaukee at the rate we're going.
Shit, man, you ain't wrong. I don't care. Wherever we see them, I want to whoop their ass again.
Oh, all right. So now that there's 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, Priester is getting squeezed now.
Also, Tyler was talking about his shirt before. I got to talk about mine. I'm wearing the old Happy Gilmore shirt, man. The new one comes out in 2 days. I'm so freaking stoked for this movie, man. I don't know if I've been excited for a movie since, honestly, a Marvel movie probably came out.
Hey, Priester, bang!
Doctor ordered, baby.
Yes.
Love to see it.
Both of the times that he got squeezed in this game, he got a double play to get out of it. Love that.
Love it.
Priester's a dog.
All right, why don't you start game 1 of this Mariners series?
So this is game 1 of the Mariners series that we are currently in, and the first 5 innings, Brewers are scoreless, and people are whining Offense is trash. We need a bat. And then they explode for 4 runs in the 6th inning. And they score 6 total. Yeah. We've talked about it today already. This game shows the Brewers score in bunches, which is, honestly, I would say I would rather score 4 runs in an inning than to score 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd and 2 in the 5th and 1 in the 8th. Like, that makes me feel like, okay, the Brewers can, get some guys on base and they can get a run in, but no big innings. Mm-hmm. The big innings to me are much more energy and more momentum building than 1 run here, 2 runs there, 1 run there, 2 runs there.
Right.
Like, I would rather have 6 straight guys get on base and the other team just be demoralized by that when you cap it with a 2-run home run after they just saw 3 guys go around the bases than to hit a solo shot in the 1st and then, get a double and a single or, a double, a stolen base, and a stolen base and a sac fly to get a run. Like, you need those kind of grinding insurance runs sometimes, but the big innings are so much more damaging to the opponent's momentum. Mm-hmm. Wes said a big inning can cripple a defense. That's a great point. That's Dodgers game 3 is what they did with that. And Zach said especially on the road. Exactly. I strongly agree with both of you guys. That's really good stuff on that. We'll pick back up with Monday night's game in the next half inning. So we're going into the top of the 6th for the Brewers. Oh, that Brewers-Cubs series. I'm not even going to lie. Like, Cubs fans are annoying, but I respect their players, just not their franchise or any of the things that their people stand for.
Dude.
That's going to be a great baseball series.
Did you see that stuff with PCA the last couple of days?
I've seen some stuff with it. I've honestly been trying to see less of stuff relating to the Cubs.
Yeah, he went up to that kid's lemonade stand because he was trying to make enough money to get the same haircut as PCA, and then PCA gave him the money. I was like, God damn it! Don't be a good person.
Yeah, right. Stop making me like you as a person.
Don't. And then you're good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he's a good player. Like, he's fast.
He's not an MVP, but he's really good.
He is very good. Dude, don't fucking be a good person off the field. Then I have to be like, God damn it, now I respect you.
Yeah.
Because that's the most important thing, dude, is like, obviously coming from where we come from, dude, we're from Wisconsin. We're from small town Wisconsin. We really appreciate the people that are down there, the athletes that kind of see us as equals, and we see them as equals, I mean, yeah, they're like super crazy athletic or, whatever skill that they may have.
They're all millionaires.
But they still treat the public as like their peers, and that's what we're looking for, really. And PCA,
I mean, like you said with us, like we are, even in the optimistic and realistic space, the mental health aspects of it, like we are pretty strong proponents that athletes are people. Yeah. We had the conversation with Damian Lillard last week that, off the court stuff can affect your on the court stuff.
Yeah.
And athletes are people, and none of them are immune to outside of, their job stuff affecting their jobs. Mm-hmm. So, we are pretty sympathetic to that, and we do like to show respect where it's due. Like, I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, like KJ Osborne, a wide receiver for the Vikings, like saved somebody from a burning car. Like, yes, we will share that. I don't care that it was a Minnesota person. In fact, that's more power to him. Like, that's an excellent thing to do. Like, if people from our rivals are doing good things, like, we're not going to be like, oh yeah, but beat the Packers. Like, that's dumb. It's a waste of energy.
That literally doesn't matter in that moment where he had to turn into a hero, a real life hero.
Yeah.
We shared a video of Justin Fields a couple years ago. You shared that video of Justin Fields.
That's a good one too.
Signing a bunch of stuff for a little kid, and you just seeing the look on that kid's face, just like, damn, man, that has to be a euphoric feeling for an athlete, dude. Just having a kid like look up to you that much, because you remember being a kid and being like, man, if Michael Redd would have came up to me as a child, like, I don't know if I would have knew words to come out of my mouth. Like, I would have just been like, Michael, it would have been insane.
Yeah, I got I got to see Michael Redd face to face when I was a kid, and like he was kind of walking by and high fiving everybody, and like tapping us on the head and stuff. And it's like that was Michael Redd. Like,
yeah, dude. Like seriously, right? Yeah, here comes the Brewers again.
Yep, here go the Brewers. 2 1-out singles. Terang to the opposite field, and then Contreras up the middle.
Yep, I agree with you. Let's make this a non-save situation. Let's get a couple runs here, and
it's 6-2, so it's close to becoming a save situation again. I would love to break this open, make it a 9-2 game, and just have DL Hall finish the last 3 innings of this one.
That would be perfect going into an off day.
Yeah,
with the Marlins coming to town, Marlins are scuffling. Yeah. So
I mean, we can toss that up there for the what's next. The Brewers are off tomorrow, and then they play Friday through Sunday at home against the Marlins, and then Monday through Wednesday against the Cubs. So we'll have 6 games again next week.
Yeah, that's a good point, Zach. I mean, A.J. Dillon, we've talked about that a bunch. Zach, I know that you're pretty new here, but just so you're aware, during Packer season, we do our Packers episodes on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. So we recap the game that happened a couple days prior to that, or a day prior when they play on Monday night. And then we preview the next week's game on Tuesday nights. And then we still have our Wednesday shows where we still talk, Brewers, Bucks, or Badgers, whatever season is on.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah, Connor actually saw that. Connor said, agreed, ESPN did a doc on a Vikings fan who had cancer. Got to meet Jefferson. That warmed my heart to see. Yeah, his brother was involved in that. I woke up, I believe I saw that on Saturday morning. It was either Saturday or Sunday morning, and nobody else in my house was up. And then my girlfriend comes downstairs and my daughter, and I'm just like wiping tears off my face. It's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I just saw the saddest shit of all time, dude. Like it really puts you perspective in your life when you see stuff like that and you're complaining about small problems.
Yeah, I'll throw another thing out there too is like tons of flooding and stuff in Texas. It's awful. And the Vikings made a $500,000 donation. I will go and say respect to the Vikings. Yeah. Like that's a selfless thing to do. Justin just said he got just done directing traffic on an accident in 100-degree heat for 2 hours. How are we doing? I mean, probably cooler than you.
Well,
it's hot out here, but it's not 100 degrees, and we're not directing traffic. We're watching the Brewers, who are winning 6-2, so it's going well, I would say, Justin.
I will say the first thing, hopefully everybody's okay. That's the first thing that pops in my mind is you hear the word accident, and you're like, oh no. Well, good base hit by the Brewers.
We're now doing a little bit even better.
Yep, we like that. Score is now 7-2.
It's now 7-2.
Yep. Here we go. We got runners on the corners and 2 outs, but you know what? We still got the bats in our hands, so let's do this thing.
Zach said it's pretty awesome. We'll definitely tune in. 17 days away from preseason. And, yeah, that definitely sucks in the hot weather.
Oh, Zach, don't worry. I've been counting the days, the preseason.
We just met on this past Friday to discuss what our off-season stuff is going to look like. So the calendar is starting to fill in for our off-season content.
Yeah.
Yep, Collins is up to bat. Which, in a potentially clutch situation, as Jackson Chourio takes second base and takes away a force out, Isaac Collins has been pretty damn good.
Love that. So the thing about
all right.
That was good contact.
Decent poke, but all right.
The thing about the Packers is I know that they always happen around my birthday, so that's literally the only reason at this point at my grandpa advanced age that I look forward to my birthday is because I know that the Packers and the Badgers football start very close to my birthday.
All right, I'm going to jump back into where I was on the game 1 against the Mariners. Brandon Woodruff pitched a 4-pitch first inning, was awesome. If he gives you 6 innings, I don't give a shit how many pitches he throws, at least until late September and October.
Yep.
We're going to have this conversation when we get to last night's game with Mizorowski, and then we'll do that separately. But Brandon Woodruff, I said it to you, I'm like, I feel like he's going to throw a complete game at some point this season. Like the way that his pitch mix is so good, mixing up the variations of his fastball and his off-speed stuff, which just makes his four-seam fastballs play so much better. It's so effective. He ended the third and the fourth innings with backwards Ks, strikeouts looking, and then got 2 more strikeouts in the sixth to finish with 5 total. Brandon Woodruff was fantastic on Monday. Christian Yelich extended his on-base streak with an RBI single in the top of the sixth, and he scored on Jackson Chourio, extending his hit streak to 15 with an off-the-wall double and good hustle. Isaac Collins single made it 4-0 for the Brewers. An error made it 5-0. Christian Yelich with a really heads-up play to steal third base without even a play going home. That's just heads-up base running. That is a skill. That's not luck. That's a skill. And after that, Isaac Collins, Jackson Chourio makes it 6-0. That whole sequence, that's not luck. What I would call that, it's not luck. That's pressure.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to start saying. It's not luck. It's pressure.
I like that.
Other teams making errors because they're rushing to try to get guys who are fast. That's not luck. That's pressure. Bottom of the eighth, Joey Ortiz made an insane play to preserve the shutout. That was awesome. And Joey Ortiz also extended his hitting streak to 7. So all the streaks got extended up to and including the winning streak, which got us to last night. And we will talk about Jake's thoughts on game 1 on the next commercial break. But we are now back into Brewers Mariners. It's the bottom of the 6th, and Priester is back out there with 71 pitches.
Yes.
Justin asked if Chourio had a hit today. He has 2 hits today. Yep, Zach said Chourio has 2 hits today. He's got a
blooper, and then he had an RBI.
Yep. And Quinn Priester started the 6th with a strikeout, so love that. Zach said as long as Woodruff is healthy for the playoffs and we can have him pinch hit against Kershaw.
Yeah, Priester's at 72, so if he can get through this pretty quickly, he'd probably go out there for the 7th, I would imagine.
Honestly, in a 7-2 game, like I said, I might just put DL Hall out there for the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah.
And just let Priester be done at 80 pitches.
Yeah, then you save his arm. He gives up 2 earned runs in 6 innings. You're happy with that.
Yep, you let him work 80% of the day. Yeah, Zach, that is definitely one of the memories for the Brewers.
Not even like Brewers memory. That's one of my favorite Wisconsin sports memories.
Oof. All right, 1-out single.
Yeah.
Time for Quinn Priester to get a ground ball double play.
Yep. I love showing the Cubs losing on the bottom right there.
Also, the Cardinals are losing to the Rockies right now.
Yep.
Also, where are the Reds, by the way? The Reds were supposed to finish ahead of the Brewers this year.
Yeah, I think
Where the hell are the Reds?
Just like how the Pirates are going to lose their star player, the Reds are going to lose theirs as well. Ellie De La Cruz will not be in the Reds.
They're not competing anytime soon.
No.
The Reds are 53-50. The Cardinals are 52-50. And the Pirates are 42-61. So let's say the Brewers go on to win this game. They'd be 61-41. I texted you the same thing the other day. The Brewers, if they get to 61-41, they will be equally as good as the Washington Nationals are bad.
Yep.
The Washington Nationals are 41-61. The Brewers would have the inverse of their record. So anything you think about how bad the Washington Nationals are, that's how good the Brewers are. Zach said they kind of fell off, but they have a pretty good run differential. Perfect example of why run differential is not the end-all, be-all when it comes to baseball.
Yep.
It's an okay stat, but it is not at all something that has to correlate with winning. I mean, even the Cardinals have a +2 run differential. They're 2 games above 500. The Diamondbacks have a +15 run differential. They're 2 games under 500. The Reds is +35, and they are 53-50. The Brewers is +90. The Cubs is +117. The Phillies is plus 64. Astros is plus 63. The Tigers is plus 72. So, like, anybody who says that the Tigers are a better team than the Brewers, I'm not going to disagree with you. Brewers have a better run differential. Again, that's why it's not the end-all, be-all stat.
I think the Brewers are second in all of baseball, right?
It looks like they're third.
Oh, the Yankees.
Yankees. They're second in the National League, so I'll give you that. But look at the AL East just in general. The Blue Jays are first in the AL East. Theirs is plus 28. The Yankees are second at plus 110. The Red Sox are third at plus 53. And the Rays are fourth in the AL East at plus 66.
Damn.
But they're 53 and 49.
They got on a heater for a little bit there. So did the Red Sox.
Yeah. So it looks like Quinn Priester is going to get out of the inning here. Yeah. All right. Good job by Priester to get a strikeout and a soft fly out to end the sixth. Zach said, yeah, for sure. But I remember the argument against the Brewers was always look at run differential. And that I would say is probably more applicable to like the 2021, 2022 seasons where the Brewers were like 23rd in offense and they were only trying to win with pitching.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I talked about this earlier in the game when Tyler Black had an opposite field single, but the Brewers have been drafting for contact and speed and not striking out and plate discipline, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a rough division. That is definitely a rough division. That's what the NL Central is supposed to be, but
yeah.
The Pirates are even worse than the Orioles that are bad. Okay, so what were your thoughts on Monday's game?
I got a couple thoughts. First of all, the sixth inning was absolutely perfection. That is Brewers baseball in 2025. Just literally just getting on base, causing havoc, sack flies, singles, doubles. I mean, people are scoring all over the place. This was a 0-0 game, and the Brewers scored 4 runs. For Woodruff, who you went over his stats, I have a tweet here from Kurt Hogg. Brandon Woodruff is one of only 8 pitchers since 1901 to begin his season with at least 3 straight games of 5+ strikeouts and no walks. And he's done it in his first 3 games back from a major shoulder surgery. So, honestly, the win streak got up to 11 here with this game. The win streak started in Woodruff's return to baseball when he made his first start back obviously 11 games before this. And him and Mizorowski completely turned this season around. I know earlier that Connor was talking that, the Philly series was something that really turned the season around. I can't disagree with that. But Mizorowski and Woodruff coming to this team really took the Brewers from a team that were like, people were like, okay, the Brewers are good again. The Brewers are going to be there. They're going to be in the conversation to holy fucking shit. The Brewers are good again. They might be World Series good this year. Yeah. And a lot of people from national media were kind of jumping on the bandwagon as they should have. But this team just finds a way to win. Multiple hits from 3 different guys, Churio, Yelich, and Terang. I love seeing Terang start to heat up and get contact again. That's something I wanted to point out. You pointed out Contreras. That's something I was going to say as well. When he starts hitting opposite field with hard contact, that's when Contreras is at his best. Joey Ortiz continues to try to improve on his plate discipline, something that you brought up. I don't remember if you brought it up on the show or off the show. I think we were playing Xbox.
I thought it was last week when we talked about Joey Ortiz that he was benched for a couple games for taking strikes. Yeah,
because his plate discipline was not there. But he seems to have kind of turned the corner a little bit and got back to where he was when he was starting to play a little bit better, hitting over 300 for those couple weeks there. So if Joey Ortiz can just do that with the defense that he's been playing, he should play. He should start. And he's perfectly in line for that. So a 6-0 win, 10th shutout of the year for the Brewers, and they get the first win in the game of this series versus the Mariners.
Yeah, so we're at the top of the 7th. Tyler Black led off with a ground out to the second baseman. He's 2 for 4 today, so I'll take a 2 for 4 day from Tyler Black every game.
Hell yeah, dude.
But you talk about Joey Ortiz, like that's what Pat Murphy wants him to do. He wants him to swing the bat.
Yep. Dude, the Miz is literally just a dude, bro. Like, he's just a dude.
One of the guys in the group chat that I'm in for the Brewers that I used to write for the site about said that if Mizorowski wasn't such a goofball, people would probably think he's a psycho the way that he pitches.
Probably.
But it's like, nope. Instead, he's just a dude that puts Pokemon on the inside of his All-Star jacket.
Oh, seriously. I was like, dude, he just throws 103 and likes Pokemon. Like, can you imagine getting struck up by a guy that loves Pokemon? That's just demoralizing.
You're about to get struck out by a guy that has a Lugia tattoo. We're really close to getting to Mizorowski. Next commercial break, we're going to get to last night's game.
Yeah, honestly, the timing of this is actually going to work really
It's working out really well.
We're going to talk about last night's game, and then this game will be ending, and we'll talk a little bit about what happened in this game, and then we'll kick it off the next week, man. It's going to be fantastic.
Wes and Zach like the Pokemon jabs.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I like Pokemon growing up too, man, but that's wild, bro.
My All-Star jacket would probably have like the Bucks, the Brewers, the Packers, and the Badgers logos on the inside of it.
Yeah. Well, and a Wisco Fanatics logo now.
Naturally. Hey, Siegler with a hit. Attaboy.
Love to see
Zach
it.
said Pikachu. Charizard's my favorite.
Favorite Pokemon? That's I haven't thought about in a while. I mean,
that's where we're at. We're at a 7-2 ball game in the top of the seventh inning. Now we're having favorite Pokemon discussions. That's where we're at in this baseball game.
This is what Mizorowski has done to the Brewers fandom. I blame him.
Hey, Wes, if you were watching the Brewers broadcast, you'd be having similar conversations. Dillard would be talking about Tommy Boy right now.
For sure, dude.
If this were a 3-2 game, that's, we'd be like locked in, but it's 7-2 and the Brewers have a 2-0 runner on first base.
I will say, Zach said, LOL, yeah, I can't believe that it's popular yet. The card industry, the trading card industry and people grading cards has really made it a comeback. Yeah, you guys if you guys actually are interested in, even if you're not interested, I feel like everybody should go to a card event, because the first one I ever went to, I was like, oh, this is real. This is a real thing for some people, man.
It's a real hobby.
Yeah. And it's forced me to to really pay attention to it a lot more and understand the ins and outs of it. I just saw a Kobe card actually the other day that the guy bought it. The original guy bought it for like $16K, and then 2 months later he flipped it for $50. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh.
Zach said, yeah, because the Brewers are putting on a clinic. They are. Joey Ortiz just had another opposite field hit.
Yeah. Got a lot of hits today. This is a good game for us to go live, bro.
15 hits.
A lot.
This was a really good day to be live.
Yeah.
They had to go custom make a 15 sign for the hand adjusted scoreboards. They had to go make a 15.
That's fresh paint right there.
That is fresh paint right there. Don't let any bugs land on it. They're going to get stuck.
Dude, that's the most annoying thing when you paint something. Get out of here!
Dude, I should just tell you a story after the show because, oh, my God. Bugs getting stuck in paint, that's going to trigger me.
Dude, me too. I had the biggest horsefly I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, dude, you could literally double as a cat with how big you are. He was enormous.
We had those black and red, the box elder bugs. We had a ton of those hanging out outside of our garage doors, and those things like to land on my fresh paint. It's like 13 singles and 2 doubles. Yeah, that's 7 runs without a home run. That's tough.
That'll do.
That's tough.
That's stacking traffic, something that we obviously talk about quite a bit. It's a good thing.
Ooh, stacking traffic Wisco Fanatics sticker would go hard. Put it on a t-shirt eventually.
I will say, if we're going to talk about the number 13, it was a negative last night. It's a positive today.
It's fair. Dude, I want a sticker that says "Stacking Traffic."
It'll work.
Did Bryce Terang just give us a home run? Nope. One hopper off the bottom of the wall. I was about to say, sure, Terang would hit one out right after we talk about scoring a bunch of runs without a home run. Yeah, Zach updated us now with 3 doubles.
Oh boy, Zach. Zach's on top of it. I like Zach. There you go.
I appreciate Zach and Wes for hanging out with us during the game, and Justin for popping in. I don't know if he's still here or not, but we appreciate you guys hanging out during the game with us to get the recaps also.
I don't know. If he was directing traffic in 100-degree weather for 2 hours, he's probably pretty stanky.
Yeah, he's probably taking a nap.
Yeah, probably shower and nap time. I agree with that. Oh, midday nap after a hard day's work.
Yeah,
Few things make me at my old dad age feel like get me more excited, dude. That's a good one right there. And the 16 hits now. My goodness.
17. Man, just hit it at JP Crawford. Shit.
God, dude.
Oh. Speaking of dude that needs an after-work nap, holy
cow, yeah, dude.
Yeah, another single, 10-2. Yeah, Zach, it's on my to-do list to find a place that we can get some stickers made and, test drive some ideas for maybe making some T-shirts in the future. But I'll play around with the idea. Tomorrow might work since there's no Brewer game. That 0 looks pretty scratched up.
Yeah, like JP Crawford's glove today.
Oof.
I had to do it, bro.
I mean, I don't know how scratched up it is because half the balls that he tried to field missed his glove anyways.
No, that's fair. Should have said
Zach said his Yelich home run time to finish it off. A Yelich home run would be a perfect cap for the day. Ooh, that one hopped up at him. All right, going to the bottom of 7th. Take another 3 spot.
Wow.
10 runs, 17 hits.
Yeah, they haven't even updated the runs yet. They don't want to update the runs.
They probably don't. Like we didn't prepared to use all the double-digit numbers. They're digging under all the 3s and 2s, trying to find their tablets under there.
On the other one.
That's why they're all scratched up because they're just getting stuff thrown on top of them all the time and never used.
Yeah, right.
All right, so let's have the conversation.
Yeah, you start off, my guy.
So the conversation is, oh my God, what are the Brewers doing with their pitchers? They're pulling them too early. That's the conversation that's happening. Mm-hmm. And Woodruff pitched 6 innings. He threw, I believe it was 66 pitches. And then Mizorowski on Tuesday night was done at 3 2/3 and 64 pitches. Now, the Brewers are monitoring his and Woodruff's innings and pitches. And part of it is because Mizorowski's career high in innings, I believe, is 97 and change. And he's at 90.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to monitor his innings. I'm sure they probably want him somewhere in the 110, 120 range.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably their goal to work him up incrementally to get him in a good place to where maybe he can in the future throw 175 to 200 innings in a season.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just take a guy from 97 to 200. It's just not realistic, nor is it going to bode well for trying to keep your guys healthy, especially as you're in the midst of now what we just talked about is going from playoff contenders to World Series contenders.
Yep.
So that's the first part of it. The second part of it is you have 3 starters in your bullpen. We had this conversation last week. The Brewers could take away their entire starting rotation right now and make a whole nother solid starting rotation. They could literally take out the starting 5 and go DL Hall, Aaron Ashby, Tobias Myers, Chad Patrick, and now Nestor Cortez is coming back. That doesn't even include Logan Henderson or Robert Gosser, who just started rehabbing. There's legitimately 7 who could be starting games for the Brewers outside of their current starting rotation. Calm down on their monitoring the starters. Calm down. They're keeping him healthy. That's the big thing.
Yep.
Not how many pitches or innings they throw. Obviously, wins matter too. And if the Brewers had won yesterday, I think there's probably 75% fewer people complaining that Mizorowski was pulled early.
Yep.
Zach said 2018 type of depth in pitching. That's totally fair. So, like I said, there's enough starters in this organization, not to mention that there's 3 of them in the bullpen. Tobias Myers is up with the Brewers. He hasn't even been used since he's been recalled.
No.
So they're fine.
Yep.
They're paying attention to it so that they can get to the postseason healthy. Because right now, looks like they're on a pretty good trajectory to go to the postseason with, the best record in baseball and all that.
Right. My stance on it, I'm just going to continue talking about it while we talk about this game. My stance on it is pretty much dead on. I would rather them pull them after their 60 pitches and control. You got Woodruff, who missed the entire season last year. He's coming back from injury. Yes, he's been fantastic. But you got Woodruff that you're going to try to control his pitch count. You got Mizorowski, who you're going to try to control his pitch count. I would rather have those 2 guys control their pitch count for the next 2 months and have them in a series against the Cubs or the Phillies or the Dodgers. Name your top contender in the NL coming into this season, than to have them throw a sick 8-inning shutout with 15 Ks at the end of July or the middle of August. I would rather have them
against the Reds or the Rockies.
Right. The example I literally gave is something that quite literally happened to Brandon Woodruff before he got hurt. We were at a complete game that he threw against the Marlins, and then to get the news that he was injured right before the playoffs was honestly devastating.
It was. And it was even more so by seeing his reaction to knowing that was the injury he was going through.
Yeah. So, just remember that. Put that in the back of your mind when you're thinking about this stuff where guys are, they're pulling guys after 3 2/3 because they want to protect these guys. And people are going to be like, oh, but they're paid so much money and they just baby them. You still sit down every day and you turn on the game and you watch it. So if you're going to do that, I don't want to hear any bitching about what they're doing, because right now, like you just said, I'm going to be repetitive on something you just said. They have the best record in baseball.
Yeah. You
can't complain right now.
Yeah. I also don't want to hear somebody who would say something like they're paid millions of dollars to play a game. They can pitch more than 3 2/3 innings. I also don't want to hear you complain that the Brewers aren't going all in to try to win a World Series.
Agreed.
Because managing innings and keeping your guys healthy, that's part of trying to win.
Agreed.
Zach said they're doing just fine managing these pitchers. And I'm gonna throw this out there. Why are we still at a point where people do not trust the Milwaukee Brewers and their pitching lab with how they handle pitchers? Why is there any questioning on what the Milwaukee Brewers do with pitchers? Have we not seen enough 100 examples of guys who struggle outside the organization? The Brewers bring them in, work with them for 2 weeks, and then boom, they're good. How many examples do you need of the Brewers handling pitchers well before you start trusting how they handle pitchers? How many examples do you need?
Unlimited, I guess.
They've done it over and over and over and over again. It's beyond trust. It's beyond benefit of the doubt even. It's at this point, it's like a blind trust.
Yeah.
Like the Brewers traded Mark Canha before the season for a player to be named later, eventually got a 19-year-old who had like a 3.40 ERA in the Dominican League, and it's like, yeah, that guy's going to be good here in 3 years.
Yep.
Like, people got to really start trusting the pitching lab. As we're talking about the pitching lab, Quinn Priester just got a really quick 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th inning. I didn't think he was going to come back out for it, especially with Aaron Ashby warming up. I kind of thought maybe Ashby would pitch the last 3 innings of the game, but Quinn Priester, a fantastic reclamation project that the Pirates and the Red Sox gave up on too early. And yes, people were saying that the Brewers overpaid for him, partially because he's early in the season, partially because of all the team control. And you have to think that, when trades happen, it's not even what you think that they're worth. Players are worth what teams are willing to pay for them.
Yep.
So obviously we can look back with hindsight, but I mean, the hindsight in the Priester trade is that the Brewers might have fleeced the Red Sox.
Honestly,
that's why we, as Wisco fanatics, we don't bitch about trades when they happen.
No,
we will always wait and see, and give the reasons why it could go well. Wes said, as a Wisconsin sports fan, we need health and home advantage into any playoff setting. I mean, Jake brought up the road record. I mean, I think the Brewers, and we've talked about this in the past, like pitching travels. So, I mean, I think they can win on the road. Zach said it's not looking like it anymore. He's been amazing the last 2 starts. He's been amazing for the last 2 months.
Fucking A, dude. He's been really good, bro.
He's been really, really, really good.
I'm gonna say something that you said to me yesterday when I was talking to you at work, trying to look forward to the Cubs series. I was kind of skipping over the Marlins, which the Brewers as professional athletes are not going to do. Me as a sports fan, I'm allowed to do that. I was looking at the starters versus the Cubs, and it said Mizorowski, Priester, and Freddie Peralta. And Tyler said something that I believe is 100% true. He said that you don't want to face 80% of the Brewer starters right now. And Priester is absolutely in that 80%. Mizorowski is in that 80%. Woodruff is in that 80%. And Freddie Peralta is in that 80%. The only guy that you maybe want to see, and if he's on, he's dotting those corners, you don't want to see Quintana either. And then something that we've talked about before with all the plethora of people that we can bring up. I mean, dude, this pitching staff is just a machine at this point.
It's insane.
It's not even a machine anymore. We got a full factory setting. We're franchising them out now. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, that's going to be insane. That Monday with that doubleheader is going to be so sick, dude.
Yeah.
They are going in 5 games. They get to see all 5 of those guys.
Might have to take off that day.
Dude, I thought about it. I'm like this close, dude.
Should we do it and watch the games together?
We should, dude, honestly.
Dominic Catronio just tweeted Brewers quality outings leader. Freddie Peralta 9. Quinn Priester got his 8th today. He didn't even start here. And he's second on the team in quality starts. He didn't even start in Milwaukee when the season began.
Wow.
Zach said Quintana is this year's Miley. I'm not mad at that. Tobias Myers is getting loose. This will be his first outing since being recalled.
You spoke
it into existence. To manage Priester's pitches. Yeah, Zach, he's been fantastic. Okay. Yeah. So we're at the top of the 8th now. There's 1 out for the Brewers. Tobias Myers looks like he's going to be coming in. He'll probably pitch the bottom of the 8th and the bottom of the 9th. So that means Mears, Koenig, Uribe, McGill will all have 2 days off in a row.
Love that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like some of those guys didn't pitch last night anyways, but.
Yeah, I mean, last night Mears, Koenig, and Uribe came in. Hall came in as well, so.
Yeah. So McGill will be nice and rested for the Marlins and Cubs.
That's good.
Come on, Collins. Ooh, that's a nice catch.
Mears has been very good. Uribe has been very good.
Yeah, Wes just brought up Tobias Myers. Man, that was a good rip by Collins, but that was a really nice play by the Marlins right fielder.
That was. That's all right, Collins. Just keep making hard contact.
It's a good rip. That's a nice catch in the sun. All right. Tyler Black, time to be 3 for 5. Honestly, I wouldn't mind trading Jake Bauers for a 21-year-old pitcher who has a 5-something ERA and AA, but good stuff.
Right? Another cog into the machine.
Yeah. Next year's AA, Biloxi Shuckers leader in saves.
It would happen too, which is why it's so funny.
That's what Justin Yeager is doing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he did not go. All right, Tyler Black got rung up on a check swing. Umpire's trying to get this game over. Just keep going, Collins. Where the heck did he come from? He came from the Rule 5 draft. Yeah, Craig Yoho. He was drafted, but yeah, he's part of the future bullpen also.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are we on to last night's game?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right. So both pitchers were facing the minimum through 3 innings pitched. Mizorowski, like I said, was done at 3 2/3. The Brewers are monitoring his innings and pitches. Hall got the last out of the 4. In 3 2/3 innings, Mizorowski still struck out 7. Logan Gilbert, like we talked about earlier today, we respect the Mariners pitchers. They have some good ones. Logan Gilbert is good, but so is Jackson Chourio. He broke up the perfect game with a single in the top of the 5th to extend his hitting streak to 15. 16. What's not awesome is 9 strikeouts through 6 innings. I would be good with the Brewers to be at 9 strikeouts for a 9-inning game in 6 innings. That's a little much. I will give DL Hall credit. He only needed 18 pitches to go an inning and 2/3. Nick Mears was brought in for Julio Rodriguez. I understand the move. Struck him out, and then Raleigh came in after him and hit a home run to make it a 1-0 game. That's literally what Cal Raleigh does. Yeah. He's literally got 39 home runs. Yep. He's on pace to be at like 54 or 55 homers this year. Like that's an insane amount of home runs. He would be right now my pick for AL MVP.
I agree.
And I will give credit to the Mariners GM having a 1, 2, 3, not the first 3 guys in the order, but a 3-man punch of Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, and Randy Arozarena. That's pretty tough.
That's tough.
It
helps that Raleigh is a switch hitter.
Yeah, and Raleigh is a switch hitter. That's good to mention that too. The Seattle pitcher was dotting yesterday, and then he started getting a wide strike zone on top of it too, which was a little annoying. But when you're pitching well, you get calls too, apparently, unless your name's Jacob Mizorowski. Christian Yelich did extend his on-base streak to 28 with a single in the top of the 7th, and that got Gilbert out of the game. So Jackson Chourio got a hit versus the reliever on the first pitch and hit one at the pitcher and reached. And then Isaac Collins had a good 9-pitch at-bat that ended in a fielder's choice, and the Brewers obviously didn't get any runs out of it. But we can pick it up in the later innings after Tobias Myers gives us a scoreless 8th. So we're at Tobias Myers, bottom of the 8th inning. Got a 2-1 count to the leadoff hitter. Would be nice to see Tobias Myers get some good momentum in the big leagues. All right, that's a good pitch.
Yep.
Yeah, Zach said they're a very good team, and it's rough some games with umpires. It is rough, and we'll discuss that because the 9th inning I was not happy. Attaboy. All right, I was a little shaky there with Myers. He was on a 3-1 count, but came back to get the strikeout. Love to see that. No stacking traffic for the Mariners.
No. Especially in a day like today. Let's just no nonsense. Let's
just
get them what they're getting out.
10-2. Let's just cruise.
Yeah.
Mix in a couple ground outs, so you only have to have like an 8-pitch inning.
Justin, I don't know, but I'm pretty sad I'm missing Darth Vader calling a Brewers game. I know we had Snoop Dogg last year, but
that would be interesting. I would listen to Darth Vader call a baseball game.
Just single to left.
Talking about the pitching lab, and it's like, I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Oh, that's funny.
West said Crawford was on point yesterday, not so much today. Yeah, he's had a real rough game.
Yeah, I'll take a 5-1 road trip every single time.
Yeah, 5-1 West Coast road trip against the Dodgers and Mariners. I would have been happy with 4-2. I would have been probably happy with 3-3, to be honest with you.
Yeah. What a fucking play. Wow.
You fucker.
I'm so you're still gonna see the play. That was insane.
Yeah, it could be an audition for a trade, Zach. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if Tobias Myers or Chad Patrick got traded.
Those are freaking AAA guys making that fucking play, dude.
That is triple.
Jesus. And the pitcher's a AAA pitcher, dude.
Yeah.
We're out here in your stadium clowning on you with our backup to our backups, dude. Yikes. Oh, man. This is the golden era of Brewers baseball.
Crawford, I am your father. Oh. Nice pick by Tyler Black, too. That's another AAA guy right there.
That's what I'm saying. AAA guy, too. AAA guy to AAA guy.
This web gem brought to you by the Nashville Sounds.
For real.
And that's just casually Julio Rodriguez, who is an all-star.
Wow.
That's the organization running deep right there.
Yep, that was pretty insane.
Yeah, that's not luck either. That's definitely skill.
Wow. I'm glad.
Say Master Boney 5 times fast.
Say what?
Say Master Boney 5 times fast.
No thanks.
All right, one more out for the 8th.
Don't let Justin hear that. That guy's a sicko.
All right, Justin sent us Darth Vader. I will listen to it when we're done with the show.
I agree.
All right, squeeze that. Bang. All right, so 8th inning is over. We're going to the 9th. I'm going to finish my thoughts from last night. Zach said no matter what, Arnold, Stearns have done very good with this team, and Stearns deserves some credit for Arnold being under him and taken from here. Justin said, "Master what?"
I knew it was coming. I knew it.
Mastro Boney, former Chicago Cub.
It's an apple.
Yeah. So Jared Koenig had a good 1-2-3 inning last night. That was good to see out of anything in a 1-0 loss that snaps an 11-game losing streak. It's good to see Jared Koenig have a quick 1-2-3 inning. That gives me some confidence there. Got to see Tyler Black in the top of the 8th. He drew a 2-out walk. Bottom of the 8th, Abney Uribe had a 1-out walk that was erased by a really nice play by Andrew Vaughn. Top of the 9th. This is – give your thoughts on the rest of the game, and then let's talk about the 9th inning.
Okay. There it is.
Apples and tomatoes.
Mizorowski was coming out on fire. 5 of his first 6 outs were all via the strikeouts, so he had the good stuff going. He was getting squeezed a little bit. I think that the umpires don't like how excited he is every once in a while when he gets a close ball call. Arozarena was kind of looking back at him last night too, but it's like, go sit your ass down. You just got owned. Just deal with it. Deal with it like a man. Dale Hall looked really, really good too. In terms of the offense, obviously nothing really to report. We left 6 players on base. We were 0 for 7 runners in scoring position. Only 3 players got on at bat with runners in scoring position. That's Collins, who was 0 for 3, Vaughn 0 for 3, and Sigler was 0 for 1. So, it is what it is. They just didn't get the big hit, and Cal Raleigh just got a hold of a pitch off
one pitch.
Literally one pitch was the difference in this ball game. And you can't even be that upset. It was just a nice piece of hitting from Cal Raleigh. Nick Mears is one of our best bullpen pitchers. He was dicing him up to start, but it is what it is. He had a K, gave up a home run, and gave up that one hit, and that was the difference in the ball game. The The Mariners got to use their A bullpen against the Brewers. The Brewers, I thought offensively didn't show much patience, in my opinion. Actually, I should say they showed too much patience. They got to get the bat off the shoulder and you got to get on base to cause the havoc on the base pads. They just struck out too many times. I was foreshadowing by saying 13 was a bad number last night. 13 strikeouts for the Brewers is just way too many if you're going to be competitive. But honestly, going into today and seeing how they're performing today, probably one of those situations in sports where a loss kind of resets your mindset a little bit. And
yep.
You can
especially
get right
on the patience aspect of it. Definitely saw a lot more early count swinging today.
Yep.
All right, so we're back to the top of the ninth. Blake Perkins leading off. He is down, I think it's 0-2 or 1-2. But Blake Perkins leading off top of the ninth. We'll talk about last night's ninth inning in between the top and the bottom of the inning. This has been a good baseball game, though, especially if you're a Brewers fan.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cubs lost today, and the Pirates beat the Tigers. The Tigers are 1-9 in their last 10 games.
Wow. All right, Durbin.
Oh, Caleb Durbin getting off the bench, huh?
Yeah.
Right after Seager made a good play.
Right.
Let him bask in it. Let him end the day on a highlight.
No, they're like, hey, you can't be doing that, man. Yeah, we got question marks at third base. We're trying to show off here.
Yeah, we don't need Eugenio Suarez. We're just gonna stick Anthony Seager out there a little more often.
Hey, if he plays defense, bro, he fits in with the Brewers.
Zach said it seems like the only way they lose is basically what happened yesterday. I mean, that's fair. He said that and pressure of a winning streak plays into it a little bit. I'm sure it does a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, they weren't going to go 66-0, so it's just kind of a matter of when the bubble breaks. But I agree with Jake. It kind of resets the mindset a little bit. You know, you get it on the chin, and then next day you go, all right, we're going to start a new winning streak.
Yep.
All right. 2 up, 2 down. Let's take another Joey Ortiz opposite field hit.
No, I will gladly take another hit from Joey Ortiz. Build that confidence.
For those of you that stuck around this late into the show, I'll tell you what I'm thinking about is I'm going to compare Joey Ortiz to some of the 2018 to 2022 Orlando Arcia seasons. And see how that stacks up, because there were so many times where we talked about Arcia, like if he can hit even 240, we're good to go. Like that's what I want to compare Joey Ortiz to some of Orlando Arcia's seasons. Yeah, West today has been a great bounce back. Love to avenge a 1-0 loss with a 10-2 ass kicking.
Yep, that works for me. That's how you get the positive in the run differential too.
Yeah, you lose close and you win by a lot. I mean, the run differential conversation, we've had it a bunch of times, but like I said, if the Brewers win 2 out of 3 games and they win, say, 6-4 and 5-3, and their run differential is +4, but then they lose the third game 8-0, and they scored 4 fewer runs, I don't give a shit. I care about winning before I care about run differential.
Agreed.
All right, Joey Ortiz is on a 3-2 count with 2 outs.
Mm-hmm.
The Pirates swept the Tigers, dude.
Whoa.
That's yikes.
As always, I can understand losing to Paul Skeens, who got his first win the other day since May. Yeah. With that ERA, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
He honestly could be Cy Young with an under 500 record.
Yep.
It almost feels like the conversation when LeBron was going to win the Finals MVP when he lost the Finals, bro. Like,
right? Yeah.
By far the best player.
Yep.
Paul Skeens is the best pitcher in the NL. I'm not going to hear an argument for anybody else. Zach Wheeler, maybe. He's having a great year.
Chris Sale has been really good, too.
Chris Sale's been good, but I would take – dude, I would take Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
Paul Skeens on offense, giving him 4 runs is probably has like freaking 13 wins right now.
Zach said, like I've said for years, winning streaks are nice, but consistently winning series. We said that all the time.
Yep.
Like 2 out of 3 wins you 104 games.
Yep.
All I need is 2 out of 3. I don't feel the need to sweep everybody, including teams like the Rockies and the Nationals and the Marlins and the White Sox. Like, I don't feel the need to expect sweeps because even winning 2 out of 3 games gives you a 100-win season. We were at a point where the Brewers only need to go 41-25 in the second half to set a franchise record for wins.
That's crazy.
They had the best record in baseball through 100 games at 60-40. So, I mean, if they win 60% of their games in the second half, they're going to win 100 games.
That would be crazy to see next to the Brewers.
Dude, a triple digit in the win column would be absurd.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive that would be.
Oh. That'd be, honestly, I don't even know how I'd feel if I saw that.
Zach said, I think they've swept the Dodgers and the Tigers. I don't know if they swept the Dodgers. I can confirm that they swept the Tigers, but I can look at their schedule once while we're seeing what Bryce Durang does with 2 outs here.
Literally, I can just do this real quick.
Pull up the Pirates' schedule quick. Damn, they just beat the hell out of the Tigers. They beat them 3-0, 8-5, and 6-1 after getting swept by the White Sox. Swept by the White Sox and then sweeping the Tigers. That's so Pirates.
The Pirates did not sweep the Dodgers. They lost 2 out of 3 back in April. They won the first game 3-0. They lost the second game 8-4. They lost the third game 9-2. I just Googled it.
Took 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks before Corbin Burns was hurt.
Still feel bad for Corbin, man.
Yeah, they took 2 out of 3 from the Braves in early May.
Sadly, yes. Yes, we have.
Yeah, we've seen the loss column in triple digits, yeah. Yeah, Milwaukee's franchise record is 96, so got a great opportunity to do it this year. Oh. Not being in a wild card would be cool, too.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun.
I mean, like I said, it's a point where, like, I don't like any fans of teams that are in Chicago, and I don't like, the Cubs as an organization because they're a rival, but I respect their players. And there's no denying that right now the Cubs and the Brewers are the 2 best teams in the National League, arguably the 2 best teams in baseball right now.
At this moment in time, it's July 23rd, yes.
It's just stupid to act otherwise. Like, yes, it's fun to say the Cubs suck when they lose, but, like, realistically, like, they obviously don't suck. They're obviously right on the Brewers' heels, which is fun. But they're not a bad baseball team. It's funny when they lose, but if we're being optimistic and realistic, the realistic side of it is that the Cubs are a good baseball team. And I don't like the Cubs, and I don't like their jerseys and their franchise and anything, but Kyle Tucker is a monster.
Yep, I will be happy when he signs with the Yankees after this year.
Or the Mets.
Nah, they emptied the bank account, and the Yankees are feeling the repercussions of not emptying the bank account on an outfielder, so they will this offseason.
That's valid. I mean, they have Aaron Judge, but
fair. Kyle Tucker's really good, dude.
And they have Giancarlo Stanton too, but who knows if he's ever healthy to be able to count on him. So, all right, Let's talk about the ninth inning from last night.
Yeah, go ahead. You wanted to lead that off, so go ahead.
So top of the ninth, we get a leadoff walk by William Contreras. Blake Perkins running for him gets the second on Christian Yelich's strikeout, and Jackson Chourio drew a walk after that. Isaac Collins had two pretty bad strikes called on him and struck out looking on a third pitch that could have gone either way.
Yeah.
It was bad. Like the pitches were a full baseball off of the strike zone. And that's where we had the conversation, like I said, is I'm not mad that the streak is over. I'm not mad that the Brewers lost. Like I'm upset that Isaac Collins didn't get a fair chance to decide the game. That at bat was decided by the umpire. And then Andrew Vaughn got down 0-2. He took two great pitches to work back to 2-2. But the thing is when you get the strike zone gets widened that much on you as a hitter, now you're thinking like, oh shit, that pitch that looks like a ball might get called a strike, and now I'm swinging at a bad pitch.
Yeah.
So the AAA ball strike rule in my mind would be one of those things that could give a hitter confidence that they can take a pitch that looks like a ball without having to be like, what if this fucker calls it a strike? Within less time than it takes you to blink.
Yep.
So that's why we need that challenge rule.
Yeah, the thing that made me upset was that, like you said, Contreras and Chourio both walked to start the inning. So we're in a 1-0 game, and then you get a guy who's been really good, really clutch for us, runners in scoring position, all that kind of stuff. And he could have at least tied the game had he had a fair chance. And it wasn't like it was just one spot. For me, it wasn't just like one spot of the strike zone that was being called egregiously. It was literally the entire strike zone.
Yeah, and Collins was batting left-handed, and Andrew Vaughn's a righty. Like, wasn't just one side of the at bat, the batter's box either.
Yeah, so that's what bothered me, is that it was kind of all over the place. Like, if there's a ump and he's calling the low strike, okay, you can adjust to that as a pitcher and as a hitter. But when they're calling low and mid and high corner, and it's all just
then you get like you said, ball to the inside.
It's already hard enough to hit a fucking baseball, dude. You don't have to make it harder.
Zach said to me they don't understand how much they change the bat that way. I think they probably do, to be honest with you. Like, you're a professional umpire in Major League Baseball. I just think they don't care because there's no official auditing system. Like, yeah, there's some accounts out there like umpire scorecards and balls and strikes. Like, there's things out there that audit umpires, but there's nothing that brings them to a point where they have to perform at a certain level or something happens to them. The umpires are in a union, so there's nothing that's going to happen to them. Tobias Myers is at a really quick 2 strikeouts or 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, so he got a fly out and a strikeout. But I said this is an option. Like, bring the best umpires from AAA to Major League Baseball and send the worst umpires from Major League Baseball to AAA.
Yeah.
I mean, make it match your system that your teams are all operating by.
It's almost like what they do in the European soccer leagues, where the teams that are the worst get dropped down to a different level and the champion from the lower league gets moved up. I agree with that.
It would be kind of a cool thing to follow, even if Major League Baseball is like, we're calling up this umpire from AAA who's got a 99% accuracy called strike rate. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, you can have umpire transactions on Major League Baseball. Like, that'd be lit. Do that.
I agree.
And you reward the guys who are doing well in AAA, and you make the guys who are doing shitty in Major League Baseball have to get their shit together.
Yep.
Zach said NFL referees are graded. I mean, the NBA, they've been doing the last 2-minute report. They don't do anything with it. All they do is say, yeah, your team should have had this foul called. Sucks that you lost on a play that shouldn't have happened. But,
I hate that. That shit pisses me off.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it is what it is. But
hey, my bad.
basically the only thing is that the best MLB umpires every year get to work the playoffs.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. But I love the idea of a promotion-demotion option.
Did you see that? They got a hit. The Mariners got a hit, and they were going to change the Brewers hit column because we've been getting so many hits.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's fucking funny, dude.
Oh, yep. Now I saw it.
Yep. He's like, oh, shit. One. Not used to grabbing this one today.
He was ready to change the Brewers hit column because they've been doing it so much.
That's pretty good.
Zach, I think that would put pressure on Major League Baseball umpires to do their jobs better.
Yeah. Reffing in the NBA is if you had a grade and like rank which one is the hardest job to do.
I mean, baseball's probably up there.
There's a lot of close calls in baseball. There's a lot of close calls in basketball.
I mean, being a base umpire is easy, I think. Being a basketball umpire is tough because you don't always see every angle of everything. They could put 4 refs out on every game instead of 3. Oh, damn.
I literally go to the charge call. That's got to be the hardest call in all sports.
They need to change that rule.
They do.
Because they need to stop people from sliding under people just to try to get charge calls.
Yeah, Kevin Love. That's why you got traded.
Yeah. Yeah, that rule's got to change.
Come on, Tobias. Get out of here, guy. Dude, just offer at the pitch. You're losing 10-2, guy.
Just take strike 3. Like, you guys are not making a 8-run comeback in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs.
Yeah, if shit gets real, we're going to bring in somebody that you really don't want to see.
Dude, shit's not going to get real for a half an hour.
Yeah.
If everybody got a hit all in a row. Zach said it's fast-paced, but traveling is missed terribly sometimes.
And carrying.
People, carrying, yes, but people need to understand the step through and the gather steps. People need to understand those better. Because step throughs are not travels. You can lift your pivot foot as long as you don't put it back down. You can lift your pivot foot to shoot or pass.
All right. Thank you. And back to the best record in baseball. Love to see that.
All right. He finally got out.
Yep.
Attaboy.
He did literally exactly what you told him to do.
Did he just take strike 3?
He just took strike 3, just like a man, like a man of his word.
Yeah, he did. He took strike 3. All right. Brewers win. Zach, Wes, Justin, we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us for the day. Like we said, the Brewers next week, they have 3 against the Marlins, 3 against the Cubs, all at home. We appreciate everybody who takes the time to listen and to watch the show. We appreciate it. We will be back next Wednesday, like we talked about it a little bit today. Keep an eye out because Packer shows are resuming soon. Training camp started today for attending, so it's really, really close to football season, and we are very excited. So again, thank you guys for tuning in to a kind of an odd episode, and we will see you guys next week.
Go Brewers.
Yeah, go Brewers. Best record in baseball.